It's a windy one here in Santa Clarita as we get ready for more baseball in the Cougar Sports Network. Local rivalry, the Antelope Valley College Marauders coming down the 14 freeway to take on your College of the Canyons Cougars. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you in here at Cougar Field as the Cougars looking to try and get back to 500 on the year, 10-11 so far this season. They've had a pretty strong start to their conference season, though, at 4-2, sit right now in second place in the Western States Conference Southern Division, just 2 games back of first. And, you know, as we said, have had a pretty good start. They did lose their last time out against LA Mission College, but took 2 of 3 against LA Mission. Nicely done here at home as they played a pretty quick game last week while we had softball going on at the same time against LA Mission. Won that game and just ended up losing the final one against the LA Mission Eagles. They take on an Antelope Valley team 9-11, trying to get themselves back to 500, but they've had a bad start to the conference season. Just 1-5 so far in conference play this year. It's been a struggle for the Marauders this season. Seventh in the Western States South, 5 games back of first, trying to right their ship. And it's been a lot of games with 20 or more runs scored on the plus and on the negative. Their last 2 games alone against West LA, they won 28-6 at West LA and then lost 25-6 at home against West LA up there in the Antelope Valley, which has a tendency to produce high-scoring games anyway due to the wind. And it's similar conditions here today, except for the wind blowing in here in Santa Clarita instead of blowing out like it usually does in the AV. As we'll give you the starting lineups for both sides. For the Antelope Valley Marauders and head coach Brian Moses in his first season, he'll send Mason Johnson to the plate to lead things off, followed by Josh Nuno, then RV Camacho, William Joseph in the 4 spot, then Nate Scott, followed by Lupe Puentes, then Nathan Duarte, Zach Terry, and Colin Hagan rounding out the lineup for the Marauders. Pitching for Chris Cota today in the College of the Canyons Cougars, it will be Albert Prado getting the start today. Prado this season, 2-1 with a 4.55 ERA as he's getting his 8th appearance and 7th start of the season coming into today's game. 22 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 32 hits, 20 runs, 14 of those earned with 12 walks and 15 strikeouts, as he'll face Mason Johnson to lead things off. The third baseman batting .314 on the year, 11 for 35 this year for Antelope Valley. Johnson hits the first pitch on the ground to third. It's picked up by Andy Ambrose, and he throws Johnson out, 1 away. So a good start for Prado, 1 pitch, 1 out as he gets a ground out. And it'll bring Josh Nuno to the plate. Nuno this year, .395, 32 for 81 with 18 runs batted in. One of the many Marauders that has really hit the ball well this year, especially out of the top half of the order. Nuno this season riding a 4-game hitting streak now. He's got hits in 16 of 19 games this year, as he hits .395 batting from the left side facing Prado. As pitch misses down. Prado, as we said, 27 2/3 innings pitched this season. It's been kind of one of those guys for COC that has some ups and downs as the season has gone on. And that's kind of been the question mark for the Cougars this year, is the pitching staff, as they've kind of been all over the place. At times we've seen very good performances from the bump, and then other times we've seen some struggles, as that one hit up the middle by Nuno. So he extends his hitting streak to 5 games in his first at bat. It puts a runner on first base, and RV Camacho stepping in.
Third, number 2, shortstop Arif Camacho.
So Camacho, as it's a 3 Camacho day. The Cougars, of course, with 2 Camachos in their lineup. Zarif batting .362 on the year with 4 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Yet another guy in the lineup that has been solid, and Camacho this year really has earned his money in the 3 spot on a 14-game hitting streak right now. Has 4 home runs on the year, certainly plenty of pop as he takes that pitch up and in. Camacho, the infielder out of John W. North High School out of Riverside, California. Don't know what year any of the Marauders are, as it's not listed on their website. Camacho 5'9", 150, but certainly plenty of pop as he chases that pitch down and fouls it away. Brings it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. We were talking about Prado this year. Won his last start out, went 5 innings against LA Mission in a 9-3 win, gave up 2 hits and a run with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts, but has not gone more than 5 full or 6 full this year. He's gone 5 1/3, and that's been his longest outing. That was at Ventura in a win as well. And the rest of the season, he's kind of been up and down. As we said, this one popped up in foul ground, going to go off the first base dugout and out of play. You look at Prado's past of the season so far. Came in against Rio Hondo and pitched 2 2/3. Didn't give up any runs or any hits. Walked a couple and struck out 1. Had a nice outing in that 8-6 loss. Got his first start against San Diego Mesa. Was a no decision. Pitched 5 innings. Gave up 6 hits and 3 runs. 3 strikeouts in that game and a couple of walks. Really has been a low walk, low strikeout guy. Not a lot of events. Does a good job of making sure the ball gets put in play. Is this one on the ground towards Mikey Kane, to second to Ballesteros for 1. On to first for the double play. And a good pitch from Prado gets a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play to end the first. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left at the end of a half an inning. Antelope Valley, nothing. College of the Canyons coming up. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. So a solid first for the Cougs as Prado gives up a single but gets a tailor-made double play. And College of the Canyons coming up. Jovan Camacho will lead things off today, followed by Mikey Kane and then Doyle Kane. The brothers hitting back-to-back once again. Tafton Hensley back in the lineup. Good to see, as that's been a big plus for the Cougars this year. Hensley, of course, leading the team in home runs with 6 this season and has 25 runs batted in. Steven Gonzalez in the 5 spot. Then Andy Ambrose batting 6th. Alex Ballesteros batting 7th. Alex Garcia in the 8th spot. And Ryan Camacho batting 9th and playing left field today, as they will face Jillian Blackwell, getting his first start of the year, just his 3rd appearance of the year. Blackwell this season in 3 1/3 innings pitched has an ERA of 13.5, has given up 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned, with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. So it'll be Jovan Camacho to lead things off for the Cougars. Camacho has come on strong as of the last few games. Early in the year, it was Ryan that was the one that had the stick working, but now it's Jovan kind of doing the damage. He's on a 6-game hitting streak. He's started 11 straight now for the Cougars, as he'll lead things off from the left side of the plate to face Blackwell here. Camacho started off slow. Over his first 5 games of the year, did not have a hit in 12 at-bats. But as we said, has started the last 11 and is 16 for his last 38 in those 11 games, batting a whopping .421. hitting .320 now on the season with 7 runs batted in. Yes, it's a 3-ball, no strike count here to Camacho. We talked about Blackwell, only 3 1/3 innings pitched this year, so not a lot of looks at him as he starts with a 4-pitch walk. So Camacho on first, and the Cougars with a base runner here in the bottom half of the first.
Number 7, shortstop Mikey
For
Kane.
Blackwell, just like we said, his 3rd appearance of the year. Did pitch against West LA on the 18th in that 25-6 loss. Went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits and 6 runs in those 2 innings. One of the hits was a home run in the ball game. Had all 3 of his walks in that game coming into today. Now he has his 4th as he walked Camacho, and that brings in Mikey Kane. Kane, the future USC Trojan, swings at the 1-0 pitch, hits it foul down the right field line. It'll twist out of play, and it'll bring him back to the plate. Kane, .342 on the year, 4 home runs, 17 runs batted in. And Mikey, talk about guys that have been red hot. We talked about for Antelope Valley, Camacho being hot. Mikey Kane can make a similar claim on a 10-game hitting streak. Hits in 15 of 18 as he started 18 straight, as that one gets away from the catcher Duarte and Camacho down to second base. So the Cougars with a runner in scoring position here, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mikey, 17 hits during this 10-game hitting streak, including 2 home runs, 3 doubles, and a triple. So it's not like he's just been paper cutting the defense to death. He's been driving the baseball, and well. As we'll bring in our number 2, Matthew Frieda, joining us here on the broadcast now that he's set up and ready to go. Matt, good to have you in.
Great to be in. Thanks for having me.
As we wait on the pitch to Mikey Kane, the 1-2 pitch went behind him, so it'll bring the count to 2-2. Blackwell set at the belt, will come to the plate. That one inside, almost catches Kane on the elbow. And the count now full with Camacho at second base.
And Blackwell maybe struggling a little bit with his command early on here. Leadoff walk to Camacho, and has nearly hit Kane with at least 2 or maybe 3 of these pitches so far this at-bat.
So the 3-2 pitch swung on and hit in the left center field and deep. That'll get back to the wall. Camacho, actually, it won't get back to the wall. It'll stop up in the grass. But Camacho will score from second base easily. And Mikey Kane into second base with a double, and the Cougars on the board with a 1-0 lead.
Batting third, number 16, first baseman Doyle Kane.
So that'll bring Doyle Kane to the plate. So Camacho scores on the Mikey Kane single. And the Cougars with a 1-0 lead. That ball kind of just got hung in the grass. Mikey had a lot of pace on it, and I think the wind might have knocked it down a little bit too. I thought it was going to get back to the wall. Faux pas by me, talking before the ball actually finishes off.
We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, and there's no doubt it's very windy out here today and blowing in toward home plate, as opposed to how it was last week where it was blowing out from left to right field, and I think it knocked it down.
So it'll bring Doyle Kane in, 264 on the years. That ball squirts away from the catcher Duarte. Mikey going to take third base as he reads ball in the dirt and was moving before the ball really even got away from Duarte. So Kane at third, his brother at the plate. Doyle, as we said, 264 on the year, 19 for 72 with a home run and 17 runs batted in. Doyle, just like Mikey, has started every game since coming back to the lineup. Mikey, 18 straight games started. Doyle the same. Actually, we should say 17 straight. He missed 1 extra game compared to Mikey. But Doyle struggling as of late, Matt. 1 for his last 14, 4 for his last 19. And really is just kind of fighting it a bit at the plate right now.
Well, a great opportunity here where he doesn't necessarily have to get a hit to bring in a run. Hitting one deep enough into the outfield in the air, and that could really relieve and alleviate some of his issues lately and get that good feeling back at the plate.
As he fouls that pitch away, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball that misses up. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Doyle Kane, with Tafton Hensley waiting on deck. Doyle, to start the year, was rather solid, had 3 hits against San Diego Mesa, a hit against Hancock, 3 hits against Ventura as he works a walk. Second walk issued by Blackwell, and the Cougars with runners on the corners here in the first inning.
Designated hitter Tafton Hensley.
So it'll bring Tafton Hensley to the plate.
And Duarte's going to go out there and have a chat with Blackwell. Blackwell clearly not with the best command so far early in this game.
Yeah, certainly has not looked comfortable so far. The only pitch that's really been in a spot to swing at was the double by Mikey Kane. And I think Mikey even out on his front foot a bit on the pitch maybe as we look back at it. But certainly don't want to do anything dangerous here against Tafton Hensley. Tafton this year, .343 on the season with 24 hits, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in, riding a 3-game hitting streak, and has 2 home runs in his last 3 games, those both coming as solo jobs against LA Mission here at Cougar Field just last week.
And there's no doubt he's a welcomed return to the lineup for the Cougars.
Missed 2 games against LA Valley. The 10-3 win against the Monarchs on the road, and then the 6-4 loss, but came back, went 0 for 4 in a 12-9 win by the Cougars, who so far COC has won both of their conference series, trying to start this one off on the right foot against Antelope Valley as that pitch misses up. So it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count here to Hensley. As you said, Matt, very welcome addition to the lineup. As he swings and fouls that one off to the right. Or we should say re-addition to the lineup, really.
A very welcomed return.
Has hits in 6 of his last 7 games played. And 5 of those are multi-hit games. So he just is getting it done as he hits this one in the air towards left center field in deep. That'll get back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. A 3-run home run for Tafton Hensley. Forgot how many base runners we had. As the Cougars busted open with 3 more on a 3-run job from Tafton Hensley, his 7th of the year. And it is a 4-0 Cougar lead.
Batting fifth, number 32, right fielder Steven Gonzalez.
We were just talking about a Hensley, one of the most dangerous hitters in the lineup, and he shows you why right there. The Cougars able to put up a crooked number here in the first.
That's always the goal. And we talked about Antelope Valley having the tendency to give up big runs in games so far this year, and certainly starting off that way. When we look at the Marauders this season, they've given up 10 or more runs. Got to do the math here. 1, 2, 3. Ten or more runs 8 times this season, which is kind of tough, all things considered. Even though playing in the Antelope Valley, you do have some higher scoring games, but you would hope your pitching would do a little bit better job keeping in more games.
Well, in the case here this first inning has been Blackwell unable to control his breaking ball or really any of his pitches so far, falling behind the count against hitters and unfortunately not being able to climb back out of those holes.
This is a 4-0 Cougar lead, the 3-run home run from Tafton Hensley, his 7th of the year just a few moments ago. Steven Gonzalez in there now, .310 on the year, 22 for 71. Another dangerous hitter with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs, but he chases a 3-2 pitch, and Blackwell has his first out and the first strikeout of the ball game.
Batting sixth, number 15, third baseman Andy Embry.
I'll bring in Andy Ambrose here. Amber's .333 on the season. 2 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Andy, another guy that has just been steady as she goes. Amber has started all 21 games for the Cougars this year, now 22. Had a 10-game hitting streak snapped against LA Mission as he flies out to center field on the second pitch. 2 away.
Batting seventh, number 12, second baseman.
And we'll talk more about Andy next time he comes up. Here comes Alex Ballesteros. 286 on the year, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in, riding a 7-game hitting streak. And another guy that's on an Ironman streak, starting his 22nd game of the season as he swings at the first pitch, grounds it to short. Camacho picks it up on the backhand and fires to first, and that'll end the inning. But the Cougars put up 4, powered in part by a 3-run home run from Tafton Hensley, his 7th of the year. A 4-0 lead as we head to the second here from Cougar Field.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
To the top of the second, leading off for Antelope Valley and batting fourth, number 21, right fielder William Joseph.
Second inning we go here from Cougar Field. Cougars with a 4-0 lead as they put up 4 runs in the first. And Prado will come up. He'll face the heart of the order here as William Joseph will lead things off for Antelope Valley, batting .349 on the season with 2 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Defensively for the Cougars, Doyle Kane at first, Alex Ballesteros at second, Mikey Kane at short, Andy Ambrose the third baseman, then Ryan Camacho in left, Joe Vaughn out in center, and Steven Gonzalez in right, with Alex Garcia behind the plate working as the battery along with Prado as this one hit in the air towards right field. Should be playable for Gonzalez down the line. He'll drift over and make the catch. 1 away here in the second inning.
Batting fifth, number 29, first baseman Nate Scott.
We'll bring Nate Scott to the plate. 293 on the year, 24 for 82 with 6 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Scott out of the 5th spot this year. We talk about dangerous bats in the Cougar lineup. This guy certainly qualifies as one for the Marauders. 7-game hitting streak for him. Has 4 straight games with at least 1 run batted in. At one point in time, he had 14 runs batted in this season between February 12th and February 22nd, a 6-game stretch, including 7 against Victor Valley in that 28-11 win for Antelope Valley. Talk about a lot of high-scoring games as Prado catches him on the elbow, kind of rose up and in. So Prado hits Scott. And with 1 out of base runner here for the Marauders in the second inning, as the DH Lupe Puentes will step in batting .275 with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Fuentes struggling a little bit as of late in a bit of a mini slump, just 4 for his last 19. One point this year had a 5-game hitting streak back between February 8th and February 16th. But is 0 for his last 4. Trying to get something going for Antelope Valley as they chase 4 here in the second inning, as Prado will make sure to keep an eye on Joseph over at first base. Matt, stolen bases this year, they've been a problem for the Cougars. We've talked about it a lot on the webcast. Pitching staff has not been helping out the catchers very much this year. This one hit on the ground. Ballesteros knocks it down, flips to second, in time for one, on to first, but not in time to get Puentes. That ball kind of just came up and got Ballesteros, but he's able to get the lead runner.
It was a great job by Ballesteros to knock it down. It actually hit off his chest, and he had the ability to go grab it and quickly give the flip to Kane at second base. I didn't think he was going to have time, but ends up getting it there, and they nearly doubled him up. That was Puentes running to first.
So it'll bring Nathan Duarte to the plate. 269 in the year with a home run and 8 runs batted in. We were talking about the stolen bases, Matt, this year against the Cougars. They've given up 54 stolen bases this season, which is just insane when you think about it. As a unit, just have not had very much luck throwing runners out. And I think for the catching staff, Alex Garcia, DJ Cougar, who's not in the lineup, had an Ironman streak snapped last game out and is sitting for the second straight game, maybe fighting a little bit of something right now. They just haven't had a lot of luck this year. You talk about Cougar throwing out just 12% of base runners so far this season. Garcia, in limited chances, really hasn't had anybody run against him yet this year.
And extra bases will always kill you, whether it's by the benefit of an error or if it is giving up stolen bases. And it's up to the pitching staff and the catchers to be on the same page and communicate, make sure that they're able to figure out a solution to that issue. As you've said, it's plagued them all year long.
As we wait on a 1-1 pitch from Prado, that one misses inside Duarte, and it makes it a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Duarte, as we said this year, 269, 18 for 67. Take a look at Puentes over at first, who flashed a little bit of speed, making sure he stayed out of the double play. But so far this year, Puentes has only attempted 1 stolen base and was successful on it, as he will fake to run and stay put on a chopper to Mikey Kane. Going to be a tough throw, not in time, as running well was Duarte. And it's an infield single, second hit of the ball game for Antelope Valley, and they've got something working with 2 down. Runners on first and second here in the second.
Well, Mikey Kane did everything right there. It was a long hop that he had to go to his right to and wait on. He shows off the strong arm, but it wasn't enough to beat the speed of Duarte getting down the first baseline.
Just maybe a half step behind. So it'll put 2 runners on for Zach Terry, batting .300 on the year with 10 runs batted in. Terry just 4 for his last 17.
And if you're Julian Blackwell right now, after you got 4 runs from your offense in the first, you want to have a shutdown inning here. You want to get them right back in there and up to the plate and try to tack on some more for your...
I think you mean for Albert Prado.
For Prado, right?
It's okay, though. I got you. I knew who you were talking about. And it's not that Prado's had a lot of hard contact against him. Single from Nuno has really been the hardest hit ball so far in the ball game. Hit Nate Scott. Puentes hit a ground ball towards the middle of the field that just came up and got Alex Ballesteros, and they still got the lead runner. So has not given up hard contact so far, and that's what we've seen from Prado this year. Is doesn't overpower anybody, just crafty up on the rubber. Kind of mixes in some breaking pitches, as that one hit pretty hard down the line, but hooking foul. So it'll even the count at 1-1.
And as a fielder, you love when your pitcher pitches to contact. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you ready to make the next big play. Sometimes it's nice to be able to take a break and watch your guy go to work and get a bunch of strikeouts, but other times you want to be involved, and it keeps your head in the game.
Absolutely. What's the old line from Bull Durham? Throw some more ground balls. It's more democratic.
There you go.
Crash Davis to Nuke LaLoosh. And certainly that's the model for Prado, as he gets that one over on a breaking pitch up in the zone for a strike, makes it 1-2. And as we said, for Prado, it's been mix and match this year. during the season at times has looked very solid, at times has struggled, and that's just been the whole pitching staff for the Cougars this year. We've seen some excellent performances, and we've seen some just tough days. That's the nature of baseball, really. So that one fouled away, keeps the count at 1-2. Runners on first and second here in the second inning for Antelope Valley with a 4-0 College of the Canyons lead. 2 down here in the inning.
So Prado went to the curveball there on 1-2. The pitch before that was a fastball. He has a lot of options here. He could go back to the curveball and double down on it. He could go to a fastball, maybe try to change the eye level here. Let's see what he ends up deciding on.
That one hit out into right field. Might be playable for Gonzalez, who got a good break on it, and he'll make the catch. Nice play by Steven Gonzalez that time on a line drive from Terry. But he hits it where Gonzalez can make the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on at the end of 1.5. 4-0 College of the Canyons.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Home half of the second we go. Cougars with a 4-0 lead. They'll send the bottom of the order, Alex Garcia, then Ryan Camacho, followed by Jovan Camacho to the plate. Just waiting on Duarte to get back out. Duarte was out there running. Oh, we do have a pitching change. Thank you, Brendan. Statistician Brendan Moskal giving us some help here.
Well done, Brandon.
He's all excited. So pitching change here. Julian Blackwell goes an inning. And Brandon Wilson will come in to take over here in the second.
Please now pitching for Blackwell. For Antelope Valley, number 6, Brandon Wilson.
So Blackwell goes an inning, gives up 4, and that'll end his day.
I have to say, Matt, a little surprised. It looked like Blackwell had started to settle in a little bit after the home run given up to Hensley. He had struck out Gonzalez and then got a lazy fly out from Rayner and a ground ball to Ballesteros to end the first.
Leading off for the Cougars.
And I think maybe just a situation where Antelope Valley mix and matching on the pitching staff. Blackwell not a starter this year and only pitched in 3 innings. So Wilson will take over, his 4th appearance of the year, an ERA of .935 and 8 2/3, as he's given up 10 hits, 9 earned runs, with 7 walks and 5 strikeouts. He's given up 5 extra base hits this year, so he'll face Alex Garcia to lead things off. Garcia just 2 for 7 this year, batting .286, getting a rare start in place of DJ Cougar. As Garcia takes a strike. Cougar had been the everyday starting catcher for the Cougars this year, but maybe battling a little bit of something, and it's the 3rd straight start for Alex Garcia.
And an excellent opportunity for Garcia to have a chance to prove that he can play and get some more at-bats here.
Well, it's certainly nice to have an extra option if you're Chris Cota. Cota in his 22nd year as the head coach of the Cougars baseball team. 21st season, of course, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Team did not play during the 2020 season. As Garcia works a walk, so the leadoff runner aboard here for the Cougars in the second inning. First walk issued by Wilson.
Number 2, left fielder Ryan Camacho.
And it'll bring us Ryan Camacho Batting .276 on the year with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Ryan has cooled off as of late. Early in the year, Ryan was red hot. He was the bat that was getting the job done during the first part of the season. Had 2 hit streaks of 6 or more games, his longest being 7. He started the season on a 6-game hitting streak and didn't start the season as a starter, Matt. First 2 games of the year, he came off the bench, had a couple of hits.
And as we just alluded to with Garcia, always great to have more options off the bench.
This one popped up on the infield, so Camacho's tough time potentially continuing here. Is that one put away by Scott? So Camacho 0 for his last 11, has fallen on some tough times, pops out on the infield, and it'll bring up Jovan Camacho, who walked and scored in the first.
And that pop out nearly in the Bermuda Triangle. The first baseman, second baseman, and pitcher all coming together. Didn't seem like anyone knew who was going to get it, and it ended up being Scott, the first baseman, who took charge and recorded the out.
Especially dangerous today in the wind, Matt, with the way it's blowing. It's kind of 10 or 5 to 15 miles an hour out of the northeast, so it's really blowing over the top of the North Commons and Hasley Hall and kind of coming in towards the plate, and certainly can create some damage, although it's kind of settled out here for the moment, which is nice. Although it's pretty warm today, 88 degrees at first pitch, sunny and windy. First pitch right around 2:30 in the afternoon today. Gorgeous day for a ball game here in March as that one swung on and missed. And it makes the count 0-2 here to Jovan Camacho.
And a healthy crowd today.
You can tell the weather's a little nicer. A little warmer. Everybody kind of getting into the swing of baseball season now that the lockout kind of ended. Major League Baseball back to work. Spring training games going on every day in Arizona and Florida right now. And so everybody else kind of thinking about baseball and showing up here to support the Cougars, as that one over for a strike, and Wilson has his first strike out of the day as he catches Camacho looking. 2 away here in the second inning is Mikey Kane, who doubled and drove in a run, coming to the plate. Mikey headed to USC in the fall, most likely. Barring any craziness, will probably not be back with the Cougars next year. Gonna move on to fight on with USC. As our SID and I both throw up the V for victory.
I hope it doesn't make you think any less of me. I'm more of a Bruin
It's
myself.
fine. You can
though.
be a Bruin fan. It's all good. Which both teams are playing pretty good baseball this year as we talk about college baseball. Both USC and UCLA are playing some pretty good ball this year. But Mikey headed to the University of Southern California and has certainly shown off why he's a D1 player and headed that way this year. As we said for Mikey, riding a 10-game hitting streak, now an 11-game hitting streak as he has the double here today. During that 11-game hitting streak, 5 extra base hits. And he's looking for yet another multi-hit game, has 9 of them so far this year in 18 games. This is his 19th straight start of the season, as he's got a favorable count, 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see if Chris Cota with 2 outs lets Mikey swing away. As he faces Wilson here, who's set at the chest, comes with the pitch, stays away from Mikey Kane, walks him on 4 straight. So the Cougars will put runners on first and second with 2 down, as Doyle Kane coming in. Doyle walked in his first plate appearance and scored on the 3-run home run from Tafton Hensley.
And even with Wilson in, the Cougars' game plan has been the same as it was against Blackwell, waiting to get pitches that they can hit. That's already the 4th walk for the Cougars here in the second inning now.
As Wilson going to step off, and that's not been one of the strong points necessarily for the Cougars this year. When you look walks compared to their opponents, 79 walks for, 98 against. Still a big number, all things considered. You talk about coming into the game, almost 80 walks on the year. But it's not been something where It's been excessive from the Cougars. Ryan Camacho with 11, Andy Ambrose with 12. Those are the only two guys. Tafton Hensley with 11 as well, Steven Gonzalez with 12. So those 4 guys with 10 or more walks. Nobody else really contributing in terms of high walk ratio this year.
Well, for Wilson, in that case, a dangerous one with Doyle, Kane, and Tafton Hensley due up now with base runners aboard.
Remember, Doyle kind of struggling through a little bit of a rough patch right now, trying to break out of it. A hit here would certainly help things along. As we send just 1 for his last 14, 4 for his last 19, but he's got a hitter's count here. With a strike on him, waiting on the pitch from Wilson. Defensively for Antelope Valley, since we didn't give it out today so far, Scott at first, Terry at second, Camacho at short. As this one hit in the air to right field, playable for the right fielder Joseph, who will make the catch, and that will end the inning. Johnson at third, Nuno in left, and Hagen in center. As you talked about, Joseph in right. That'll end the inning. Cougars leave 2 aboard. 2 full in the books, 4-0, College of the Canyons. Top half of the third we go. Colin Hagen, followed by Mason Johnson and Josh Nuno, due up to face Albert Prado, who works into the third. Prado so far has given up 2 hits in the ball game, faced 4 runners, but it's not had any damage against. Antelope Valley looking like they'll go with another arm in the third, as a couple of guys down there getting loose. So I think the Marauders today kind of on a bullpen game there, Matt, with a bunch of guys kind of going. Both Ethan Wendell and Austin Johnson both getting loose. As Hagen steps in, batting 154 on the year, 4 for 26 this season, with 5 runs batted in. As Prado deals and gets him to foul this one off to even the count at 1-1. Prado not necessarily working ahead, not necessarily working behind consistently in today's ball game. Has kind of been a mix and match in that sense. But again, crafty, and for Coach Cota, the longer you can have him go, the better rested your pitching staff is going into the remainder of this series. As certainly going up to Antelope Valley later in the week, as that one laced foul just around the locker room, the dugout, or the coach's room, and everything on the left-hand side, and it'll make it 1-2. Certainly going up to Antelope Valley, you've got to consider the more pitching you have going into the later in the week, the better, especially with the wind up there. As it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Here to Hagen. That one misses just inside. Good pitch from Prado. Garcia held it there for an extra second, but didn't get the call. It'll make the count 3-2.
And interesting, Matt, bullpen games have become such a phenomenon at the major league level. It's interesting to see how it's trickled down to the college level as well.
It's even trickled down to the high school level, Matt. Went to a couple of high school games when they last played, and it's kind of become the norm now, the bullpen game. Well, we don't really have a starter who can go today, so we're going to throw all our arms out there and see if we can pick up a win. It's such a stark change from even 10, 15 years ago. Because I'm at the age now where I remember guys, if you didn't go 7 innings, it wasn't good. You didn't have a good outing.
And it'll be interesting because on our last stream we talked about injuries at even the lower levels. Tommy John surgery is going up, and because pitchers are throwing harder and more violent breaking pitches, I wonder if this type of pitching strategy will change that, either for the better or the worse.
Yeah, it's a longer-term discussion that, I mean, really, as you talked about, it's become such a phenomenon maybe over the last 3 years, really. As this one popped up foul. It's going to go off the roof of the building. Nope, going to just miss us. So we'll keep it at 3-2. And as you said, been a phenomenon for maybe just the last 3 years, really. I think during the, really started to see it maybe 5 years, I'll say, during the last couple of Dodger runs I remember being out here and seeing the Milwaukee Brewers really being one of the teams that first went with it. An opener, kind of going with a lot of bullpen guys. As Prado throws that one back to the screen. And so Hagen works a leadoff walk, and the leadoff runner aboard here for Antelope Valley in the third.
Number 27, third baseman Mason
So it'll bring us back to Mason Johnson here. Johnson bounced out to third on the first pitch of the ball game. Johnson on a 4-game hitting streak. Started 6 straight as a base run. We talked about it a half inning ago, a full inning ago. Stolen bases have been a problem for the Cougars, and Alex Garcia didn't even have a chance to try and throw that one to second base.
Hagen took off without hesitation, and you have to imagine that's something that Antelope Valley College scouted about Canyons, because it was first pitch running, took off immediately.
So Hagen down to second, a runner in scoring position. For Hagen, his second stolen base of the year. And Prado way behind here, 2-0. Facing the top of the order. In a 4-0 ball game, Cougars with all 4 of their runs in the first, 3 of them off of Tafton Hensley 3-run home run.
And Matt, we've discussed the issues that the Cougars have had of holding base runners, but unfortunately there, Prado didn't pay really any attention to Hagen, and it was almost a free pass to take second base.
It was really first move, you're exactly right. And a balk, oh, time going to be called. I thought he called a balk. He did call a balk. I thought I heard balk. No, he called time. He pointed at the batter. See, I thought he called balk. Runner thought he called balk.
The home plate umpire put his hands up for a time, but Hagen took off from second to third anyway, thinking it was a balk. I don't think anybody truly knew what just happened.
I don't feel so bad that the base runner thought it was a balk as well. So time is out. We go back to work. A 2-0 pitch on the way from Prado. Swung on and missed. Got a big swing from Mason Johnson. And a good maybe change-up from Prado that time that just worked down and in on him.
Mason Johnson with his best Adrian Beltre impression right
down
there.
To one knee. Beltre, a guy that perfected that over his career. How many home runs did he hit off one knee?
About as many as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. probably hit off bounce.
Off bounces. Or Senior was the one that did it off the bounce all the time. As this one popped up the first base line. It's going to essentially work as a sacrifice bunt, but it's a ground out for Johnson as it moves the runner up to third base in Hagen. So 1-3 the recorded out. One away here in the third inning, and Josh Nuno, who singled and was cut down on the inning-ending double play in the first, steps in.
Prado quickly off the mound to field that ball. Always easier for a right-hander because he naturally will fall toward the first base line and makes it easy on his first baseman, Kane.
Nuno on a 5-game hitting streak has back-to-back hits and back-to-back at-bats and puts Antelope Valley on the board with an RBI single here in the third.
Number 2, shortstop Arif Camacho.
So not a ball that was necessarily hit hard. Prado has not given up hard contact today. But Nuno, who's got 2 hits in the ball game, now on a 5-game hitting streak, and has yet another multi-hit game on the season. As Arif Camacho will step in, who grounded into the inning-ending double play in the first, going to work with a runner on first and one away. Takes a called strike on the outside corner, makes it 0-1. So the Marauders get on the board. Hagen a walk, a stolen base. Moved over on the chopper from Johnson and scores on the base hit from Nuno. First run of the ball game yielded by Prado. Just the third hit of the ball game given up. Is this one hitting foul ground off to the left? It'll get out of play, but not by much. There's a lot of foul territory down the left field line here at Cougar Field. The bullpen's actually in play on both sides, and the bullpen for the Cougars is actually behind the third base dugout, like the back of the dugout, not just behind the dugout, but back behind the dugout. It's a 3-mound bullpen, gives lots of room to work. And certainly balls in play. There is a giant tree down the left field line, giant oak tree down the left field line, though, that does get in the way occasionally on deep foul balls.
And as if things weren't tricky enough with the wind today, all of that foul territory to have to negotiate as well.
It's a 2-strike count here against Camacho. Is this one fouled back?
Matt, I should have brought my glove today.
You're going to get one.
That's almost a third that's gone over our head.
You know, as many baseball games as I've done, I've not had one land in the booth yet.
Is that right?
I had one hit the glass at. I got it. I want one here. I want to make a play. I had one hit the glass at Lancaster Municipal, right in front of the camera. That's as close as we've gotten.
Well, maybe today will be the day. So far.
Well, I've got you here, so that's a good thing. 2-2 count.
Oh, don't count on me. I'm long retired.
Just not as long as me. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Camacho. Nuno waits at first. Prado delivers, misses up. Good pitch to change the level, trying to get Camacho to chase, but could not. And so the count full with 1 away.
And let's see if Nuno's on the move here.
Nuno is in motion. Camacho chops this one off his foot, so we'll do it again. It's interesting aggressive play from Antelope Valley. Brian Moses deciding to put Nuno in motion with 3 of his best hitters coming to the plate right now in Camacho, Joseph, and Scott. Just 1 away. All 3 of those guys very dangerous, all up over 25 runs batted in on the season.
Hagen taking second base earlier in this inning with such ease. You have to think this is something that Antelope Valley College has studied about the Cougars and knows it's something they can take advantage of.
So we'll see if they send Nuno back in motion once again. He will go in motion this time, but it's ball 4. Good throw from Garcia just to flash the arm. Second walk issued here in the inning by Prado. Just the second walk of the ball game.
Number 21, right fielder, William
And it
Joseph.
puts runners on first and second here in the 3rd inning for William Joseph, who popped out to right field last time up. But a chance for Joseph to go to work. Joseph leads the team with 29 runs batted in this season. He's played in every game so far this year for Antelope Valley. Trying to do some damage here and get it back within a couple. First pitch misses away. Prado seems as though he's kind of lost his rhythm a bit here in the 3rd.
Joseph, tall, lengthy left-hander, even wears the same number as another fellow left-hander. That's former MVP, Christian Yelich, number 21.
Another SoCal guy as well. Yelich from just up the freeway a bit towards the Ventura area.
A former neighbor of mine.
Former neighbor of yours. There you go.
And high school teammate.
Yeah, well.
That didn't go
Claim
for
to
very
claim to fame.
Look, I ride the coattails of others.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a 1-1 count. We've all been there. If you played, you had a buddy on a team that made it to the pros. For me, it was Chris Seddon. Pitched for Tampa Bay. This one fouled away. Miami as well. It's a name from the past.
Now, was it the Tampa Bay Rays or the Tampa Bay
I
Devil
believe he
Rays?
was on the Devil Rays, and I think he was actually on the Florida Marlins, not the Miami Marlins.
Common misconception.
Because Chris graduated in, what, 01? So, yeah, I think by the time he made it up, they were still Florida. They weren't Miami. So we wait on the 1-2 pitch here from Prado facing Joseph. Tanks up and away. Good change of level, though, from Prado, trying to set up something here with one down and runners on first and second. Wait on the 2-2 pitch. Joseph swings and grounds this one towards second base. Ballesteros picks it up to Kane for one on to first, and a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. It's worked twice today for Prado. Got a 6-4-3 to end the first, a 4-6-3 to end the third, and the Cougars stay with a 3-run lead. It's 4-1 as we head to the home half of the third inning.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a one-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Tafton Hensley, Steven Gonzalez, Andy Ambrose due up to face Brandon Wilson here in the third inning for the Cougars. A 4-1 College of the Canyons lead. If you're just joining us, the Cougars with all four of their runs in the first off the Tafton Hensley 3-run home run. Mikey Kane added an RBI double to start the scoring. Antelope Valley getting one back in the third. As the Cougars will go back to work offensively. Hensley trying to bunt for a hit and bunts it foul up the third baseline. Interesting that Tafton Hensley flashing that. Maybe seeing something with the third baseman Johnson deep, trying to move around the defense a little bit.
And for your cleanup hitter who just hit a 3-run home run in the first, that would not have been my guess for Hensley.
No, absolutely not. He certainly flashed the power as of late. So he set a 2-home-run game against LA Mission College just a few days ago. Last week. Both were solo home runs as he can't check his swing, gets called for a strike, and is behind the count 1-2.
But credit to Hensley for being willing to try and show bunt and get a leadoff single for his team.
Yeah, he's a team guy. I mean, Taft's shown that all year this year. He's played center field. He got moved over to left field and now is in the DH spot. And just kind of willing to go wherever he needs to go to make plays and help out the team as he waits on the 1-2 and takes it up. Only knock on Tafton this year, the strikeout's a little bit high for him. That's been the one struggle for him this year. As you look at the strikeout numbers for Tafton on the season, with 19 strikeouts this year as he gets hit on the elbow. And so a leadoff runner aboard here for the Cougars in the third.
32, right fielder Steven Gonzalez.
As now Brian Moses is going to come out, talk to the home plate umpire, ask if Hensley made an effort to get out of the way, as that is a rule in college baseball. It's a little bit different than what you see in the professional ranks, where ball hits the batter, it doesn't matter whether he moved or not. But in college baseball, you do actually have to make an effort to get out of the way. Now, that effort can just be turning your back. But down to high school baseball as well, that's kind of been a rule. Kind of avoid guys leaning over the plate a little bit, try and make some protections as well. So here's Steven Gonzalez. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up behind the plate. Duarte trying to move over and make the play, but it'll get out of play into the seats. And so Gonzalez will stay up with some new life here.
Matt, if there's going to be a ball coming into this booth, it's going to be today. That's the fourth one we've almost had.
I'm relying on you to make the play. Just protect the laptop so we can keep the live stream going, okay? As Gonzalez struck out in his first at bat. Hensley in motion. Duarte not going to have a throw. An easy stolen base for Taft and Hensley. And the Cougars with a runner in scoring position on Taft and Hensley's 7th stolen base of the season.
And the Cougars giving Antelope Valley a little taste of their own medicine now on the base paths.
And believe it or not, for COC, that's just their 11th stolen base of the year. It's been a little lopsided in terms of that, but not in the offensive playbook for Chris Coda's side this year, really. They pick and choose their spots, and they picked a good one there, so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count here to Steven Gonzalez with Hensley, who runs well at second base. So Hensley turns the hit-by pitch into a double of sorts. Gonzalez waits on the 1-2, hits it in front of Hensley. Hensley going to get caught in a rundown, and will make the first out halfway between first and third. Hensley was late to break on that, Matt. Decided a little late on the chopper in front of him, and was probably going to be hung out to dry no matter what, as Camacho was smartly going to go right at it.
Well, he hesitated, and he might have had an opportunity to dive back into second safely, but as soon as he started taking off, Camacho wisely picked up on that and threw to third and took him out.
So we'll bring up Andy Ambrose here with one away. Steven Gonzalez at first. First pitch to Ambrose, called strike on the outer half. Ambrose popped out to center.
And going back to that play, Matt, that's just a tough one for Hensley. He's kind of caught in no man's land.
And it's base running is, I really think, a lost art in the game of baseball now today. Everybody plays very aggressive, and so you lose some of the things that used to be fundamental base running plays in terms of a ground ball in front of you at second base. You're not moving, you're staying put. In that instance, Tafton just hesitates, and I think had he moved on the first pitch, could have easily made his way to third base. But you're absolutely right. It's kind of a no man's land situation. Do I go? Do I stay? And I think if you have it back, you'd rather have the runner at second base with one out rather than Steven Gonzalez over there at first with one away. As Ambrose, who's been good this year, especially with Andy Ambrose coming up right now. I know he popped out in his first at bat, but Ambrose had a 10-game hitting streak snapped against LA Mission on the 17th here at Cougar Field, but has had hits in 11 of his last 12 games, so he's been good as of late, finding a way to drive in runs, finding a way to get hits, but he's down on strikes here on a breaking ball away, so Ambrose down for the second out of the inning.
Number 12.
Second strikeout of the day for Wilson. 2 down, and Alex Ballesteros will come to the plate. So the broadcaster jinx in full effect on Andy Ambrose. Instead, the Cougars will rely on Ballesteros here to keep things going. Alex grounded to short in his first at bat. That one gets away from Duarte on the inner half, but staying put at first is Gonzalez. First matchup of the year between these two teams, first of 3 this week. They go back to work on Thursday as that one hit up the middle for a base hit from Ballesteros, who extends his hitting streak to 8 games now with a 2-out single here in the third. And the Cougars will have runners on first and second for Alex Garcia with 2 away. So you're saying first of 3. They'll do it again on Thursday up at the AV, and then back here on Saturday for a single game at Cougar Field. We won't have that one for you. We'll instead be at softball. Santiago Canyon coming to town to take on the Cougars in a doubleheader. That should be a fun one. Santiago Canyon in the top 25 this year in the softball ranks. A number of top 25 teams coming in to take on the Cougars right now. Should make for some interesting times as the middle portion of the season rolls on. That pitch down in the dirt. Garcia walked his first time up. So look at the WSC-South standings. Glendale 6-0 this year has been perfect. And they have themselves out in front right now. So this one hit on the ground towards short. Camacho will backhand it and fire to first to retire Garcia. And that will end the 3rd inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. 3 full in the books, 4-1 COC.
COC's Fire Technology program goes beyond putting out fires.
Our goal here is to provide our students with a competitive advantage in the hiring process.
It was life-changing for me, and it's exactly what I want to do. It's exactly where I want to be, and it's outside of my comfort zone, and it will be outside of your comfort zone, but you just got to do it. You just got to go all in and just full send and do it.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Fourth inning we go. Cougars with a 4-1 lead. Albert Prado staying out there for COC as he'll face Nate Scott, Lupe Puentes, and Nathan Duarte here in the 4th. Talking about the rankings for women's softball. So he said Santiago Canyon in town. For the Cougars over their next handful of games this year, have a number of top 25 opponents coming in, so should make you want to tune in when we have softball on Saturday here. Santiago Canyon right now ranked 15th in the state of California. When you look, they've got El Camino Cypress on the road, Mount Sac here at College of the Canyons for a doubleheader, which should be good. Long Beach and Palomar for a doubleheader here at College of the Canyons as well. So lots of really, really good games coming up for the softball team. If you decide to tune in, we'll go back to work here though with baseball. As Prado behind in the count here to Duarte, to Scott, who was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Scott 28 runs batted in, 6 home runs on the season.
And there's no wonder Scott got hit by that pitch. He is so leaned over the plate, his hand's almost directly over the plate.
Tries to take away the inside corner. And for a guy like Prado who doesn't overpower hitters, how much more difficulty do you have pitching to a guy that crowds the plate?
Like I said, I'm a little far removed from this game.
But it makes you kind of work a little bit different. Not have the inside corner to work off of. Have to try and work away. Have to try and be crafty on pitches on the inside. And you see he gets himself into trouble with another leadoff walk here in the 4th inning.
It does, because a power pitcher has the opportunity to just try to blow one by you. He needs to hit his spots inside corner, outside corner, high, low. And so it does, taking away that inside part of the plate is difficult for a guy that's a more finesse pitcher like Prado.
So leadoff runner on here. Puentes grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. And that was the ball that kind of took a weird hop off maybe the lip of the infield grass on Alex Ballesteros, who made a good play just to knock it down and get one out. Prado, or excuse me, Puentes, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in this year. That one gets back to the screen, a wild pitch. So moving ahead is Nate Scott in a runner in scoring position here for Antelope Valley in this 4th inning. Still no action in the COC bullpen, so looks like Xavier Stoker was out there maybe loosening up a bit with some bands, but not yet throwing. So Prado, the guy, still at the moment in a 1-1 count here facing Puentes. 4 for his last 20, hitting right at 200. That pitch misses down. For Prado, you would like that pitch. Tough to see up, down, in, out here from where we're at, but looked like it might be at the knees and on the inside, just didn't get the call. As the 2-1 misses inside, that one just kind of gets away from him to the arm side and makes it 3-1.
And Prado's struggling with his control a little bit here. That pitch that Scott advanced to second on was actually over the head of Puentes.
And that brings some action now in the Cougar bullpen, as it looked like it might be Brendan Whiting coming in. As this one popped up on the right side, Gonzalez, who's been smooth out there in right field today, makes the catch, 1 down. So a good pitch that time from Prado to get the first out. It'll bring Nathan Duarte to the plate, who singled last time up.
And even on that ball that's caught by Gonzalez out in right field, you could see the difficulty that some of these guys are going to have with fly balls today, as he was going a little in and out, back and forth, until he ultimately came in and made that catch.
Especially sun high in the air today, and the sun behind us to our left on the broadcast position, so really hits out in right field very heavy for a little while. At some point it'll go down behind the mountain behind us and kind of just leave left field in shadows. But you can see Gonzalez, at least we can see Gonzalez with sunglasses on, kind of could see the flash of them when he looks up. So battling the wind, battling the sun. That was always one of the hardest things to do as an outfielder, is battle the sun, especially here in Southern California where it's always sunny. You play 2 o'clock games, sun high in the air, especially out in right field. Hit most fields in Southern California facing the north.
You gotta get the glove up.
Yeah, it kind of puts the sun in your eyes in right field really quick, especially as it'll start to go down here in the 4 o'clock hour. Actually, it'll stay up until about 7 tonight, so we got some time. But over the last few weeks, when we were still in daylight savings time, it was starting to fall earlier and cause some more problems. Prado behind here, facing Duarte. Is that one over for a strike? Makes the count 2-1.
The pitch prior to that one, Prado really looked like he was overthrowing. On that one, he settled in, found the strike zone, was able to get back into the even count here.
So we wait on the 2-1 pitch. This one hit on the ground, picked by Ambriz on the backhand, spins around, fires to first. A nice play by Andy Ambriz as it sets down Duarte on a slick defensive play for the second out of the inning.
A little Anthony Rendon over there from Ambriz.
Andy Ambriz, yeah. And that's a tough play. Ambriz made that look very, very easy. Sharp ground ball just inside the bag. Scoops it on the backhand, spins back to his right, sets his feet, makes a nice throw.
And not just that, the presence of mind to also look Scott back to second base before making the throw across the diamond and hold the lead runner.
So it'll keeps Scott at second with 2 down. Zach Terry, who flew out to right field, now standing in, facing Prado for the second time today. Prado trying to keep it at a 3-run lead. First pitch over for a strike. So Prado getting some help from his defense, would certainly like to throw another ground ball right here. That pitch just misses up. He was the count at 1-1.
And if this is in fact Prado's last inning, as we see someone warming up in the bullpen, you'd have to be very satisfied if you could record this final out here.
Okay, it's Brandon Whiting up in the bullpen getting loose. This one popped up on the right side. Should be playable for Doyle Kane just in front of the Marauder dugout. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Prado gives up a leadoff walk, gets 3 straight outs at the end of 3.5. Still 4-1 in favor of COC.
Can't come to the ballparks. Don't forget there are a number of upcoming broadcasts on the Cougar Sports Network schedule of events.
So how you feeling, Matt?
Got my good moments, I got my bad, that's all. I'm still just trying to,
You're still a little uncomfortable?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's only the second time
Okay.
I've done it,
Okay.
no,
All right.
I'm starting to get a little better, and but also I know there's still stuff.
Tuesday the 29th. Correction, that's a Saturday the 26th. Tuesday the 29th, actually.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Bottom half of the 4th. Cougars starting with Ryan Camacho, then Jovan Camacho and Mikey Kane. Camacho popped out on the infield last time up and is 0 for his last 11. Has been struggling a little bit as of late, but he'll break out of it with a base hit on the second pitch of the at-bat. And that's a good little restart for Ryan Camacho here with a leadoff single in the 4th inning.
Number 4, center fielder Jovan Camacho.
Broadcaster jinx works in both ways.
It works in both ways. Usually it doesn't. Usually it only works one way. It'll bring up Jovan Camacho, who walked and struck out. But certainly like to see that from Ryan, who was really, as we said, one of the steadier bats over the first 10 games of the year. As he's going to go in motion, Jovan swinging, hits this one in foul territory down the left side. It'll get down in foul ground, but was very dangerous. Trying to chase it down was Nuno. Cougars now with a different arm up in the bullpen. Looks like Antelope Valley has a couple of bodies up as well, but I can't tell who. For the Cougars, it's a left-handed arm, trying to get a number, but cannot. So maybe Prado might be done, depending on what the Cougars do here in the inning. Camacho takes that pitch down. He uses the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan and Jovan both certainly have plenty of speed. Both dual sport athletes, played for the football team this year. Jovan with 2 stolen bases. Ryan doesn't have any yet this year, but I wouldn't be surprised to see anybody in motion. Wait on the 1-1 pitch. Camacho stays put. Jovan fouls it away once again, so it'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you see Antelope Valley shifted toward the right side of the infield. The shortstop, the other Camacho on the field today, is to the right of second base. And though, despite that, they've been pitching to him on the outside part of the plate.
Which is interesting with the shift on. And we don't see a lot of shifts in college baseball necessarily because you don't get a lot of scouting reports on the other team in terms of where they hit. But certainly interesting here with Wilson pitching outside to Camacho despite having the infield shifted. It kind of goes against the theory.
Exactly. And now you see with 2 strikes, the third baseman, Mason Johnson, moves out to where the shortstop would traditionally play.
That pitch misses away, evens the count at 2-2. Matt Toledo out in the bullpen getting loose for Antelope Valley. The 2-2 pitch from Wilson misses inside. And the count now full with nobody out. Camacho gets himself back in it here. Shift still on with a runner on first base. It's also interesting, too, with the runner on first base having the shift on. You kind of almost take yourself out of the double play here. Runner in motion, but it's a walk. So Jovan on. So Ryan with a single, Jovan with a walk. And the Cougars with something cooking here in the 4th inning. 2 on and nobody out. And Mikey Kane coming to the plate.
Number 7, shortstop Mikey Kane.
Mikey with a double and a walk today has scored and driven in a run. And for Wilson, certainly a dangerous part of the lineup to pitch to with 2 speedy runners out there on base. Wilson set right at the chest. Infield back into traditional depth. Mikey swings and laces the first pitch up the third base line, foul. Just a little bit out in front. Cougars trying to add a few here in the 4th. All 4 of their runs came in the 1st. Have not had anything yet since, but this is their best opportunity right now with 2 on and nobody out. Mikey shows bunt. That ball gets away from Duarte back to the screen. And now Mikey has a chance to hit with 2 runners out there in scoring position. And you could hear Chris Cota that time give him a little clap and said, "That a boy, Mikey, did the job. Let's go hit now."
And prior to that pitch, the thought for Kane is he doesn't need to drive in a run. He has some of his big boppers coming up next. But now you're thinking anything in play should bring in a run.
And certainly a guy that can get that done in Mikey. Talked about has already extended his hitting streak to 11 games. Pops this one up on the infield, though that will not get it done. As Mikey retired on a pop fly to the shortstop Camacho, 1 down.
First baseman Doyle
That'll bring Doyle Kane up, who flew out to right field last time up. So Mikey just misses one on a 2-1 pitch. And that might bring the end of the day for Brandon Wilson. As it looks like Bennett Schlitz heading out to have a discussion here. I don't think that's Brian. Might be Brian Moses. I couldn't get a good look at who it was.
They might be just wanting to talk about their infield defense here and how they want to go about this.
And actually, I think that is Brian Moses out there just having a discussion as he'll march back. So interesting, Moses out to discuss, and I think you're absolutely right, Matt, just kind of talking about what they want to do defensively here.
And it looks like they decided to bring the infield in. try to keep this deficit from getting any larger for themselves.
Yeah, it's a 3-run lead for the Cougars here. So the infield in on the cutout, on the grass, actually we should say, with Doyle Kane up. Doyle 0 for 1 today. Has been struggling as of late. Hits that one on the ground on the infield. Camacho able to pick it up as he didn't quite get it hard enough to get it through the infield. So the defensive alignment works, keeps the runner from scoring. So the Cougars will stay runners at second and third here, but Tafton Hensley coming in. So the defensive gamble pays off to the first batter, and they're just going to put Tafton Hensley on, and I think that's the right call. So an intentional walk.
Number 32, right fielder Steven Gonzalez.
So instead they'll pitch to Steven Gonzalez with the bases loaded, 2 down. Mari, by the way, thank you for the photos last week. For Henderson. They were awesome. Thank you. So Gonzalez now hitting with the bases loaded. First pitch from Wilson missed. Gonzalez certainly a guy that can be dangerous. Just 12 runs batted in on the year, but he's got 3 home runs. A big spot here in the 4th inning, trying to extend the Cougar lead. That one misses down, makes it 2 balls and no strikes. So a big spot here for Gonzalez.
And Gonzalez, no easy task either here for Wilson. Falling behind 2-0, going to make it only the more difficult.
Gonzalez riding a 6-game hitting streak. Perfect time for a spot to make it 7, but he fouls that one away, took a good rip at a 2-1 pitch. He'll reset at the plate on a 2-1 count.
And typically 2-1, bases loaded, you're thinking you could sit on fastball here, but Wilson actually started this at-bat with a curveball, so maybe he goes back into that bag of tricks.
Gonzalez from the right side stands in. Wilson peers in towards Duarte, has the one he wants. Set at the chest with the bases loaded. The 2-1 pitch hit on the ground towards the shortstop. Camacho picks it up on one big hop, sets his feet, fires to first. The defensive alignment pays off. The Cougars leave the bases loaded here in the 4th inning as Wilson works around a leadoff hit and a walk. And we head to the 5th inning, still 4-1 in favor of College of the Canyons.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
To the top of the 5th, leading off for the Marauders, number 24. Center fielder Colin Hagan.
Colin Hagan followed by Mason Johnson and Josh Nuno due up here for the Marauders in the 5th as Albert Prado stays out there. First pitch swinging from Hagen, fouled away. So Prado getting a chance to work into the fifth. Gets the second pitch from Hagen to ground to third, and Ambrose makes a clean play.
Third baseman Mason Johnson.
One away for Mason Johnson, so Chris Cota showing some confidence in Albert Prado here, letting him work into the fifth again. Third time this year Prado's worked into the fifth inning. First pitch to Johnson, big cut. Unable to come up with anything as he's behind in the count, 0-1.
Johnson has not gotten cheated on his hacks today. Saw him fall to a knee earlier in the game, and that one, big uppercut.
As Prado bounces that one. And certainly you're correct, not getting cheated. And that's something hard for some guys to wrap their head around, not getting cheated at the plate. Certainly Mason Johnson doesn't seem like one of those guys. As he takes another big cut, this time pops it up behind the plate. Playable for Garcia, but he's not going to get there. And I think Garcia kind of got himself into a spot where he thought he was a little closer to the dugout, closer to the fence than he was. Never really got rid of the helmet. And never really gave it a good try.
That's a tough one for Garcia, having to negotiate the on-deck circle, the cutout where the turf meets the cement, and the dugout wall. Throwing that helmet away would perhaps benefited him, but a tough play nonetheless.
Yes, absolutely. Well, getting tighter to the fence, too. Wind kind of traveling it away from him a little bit more. But it's a 1-2 count here, so new life for Johnson trying to work against Prado. This one hit on the ground towards Ambrose, stays on the ground for him. He'll pick it up, throw it down in the dirt, but it's scooped out by Kane. 2 down here in the fifth inning on a pair of ground outs to third. And Josh Nuno coming back to the plate.
And Ambrose has been busy over there at the hot corner today. Made that impressive play back in the fourth. And here this time bailed out by his first baseman, in Kane.
Andy has looked
out the throw.
Andy has looked a lot more comfortable over there at third as the season has gone on. Kind of moved around the infield a little bit early on in the year. Him and Alex Ballesteros were kind of pressed into service in different spots, but has set himself in at third and just been very, very comfortable. Here's Nuno, who's 2 for 2. This is the only guy Prado has not been able to get out so far today, other than Nate Scott, who he hit and walked. So working here against Nuno with 2 away. That pitch misses up and away, and Prado behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Something about Josh Nuno that has Albert Prado maybe a touch confused.
As we talked about earlier, he's been limiting the hard contact today. He's only given up 4 singles, but 2 of them to Nuno.
That one hit in the air towards center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Nuno 3 for 3. Another ball not hit hard, but just hit where the defense could not get to it. So a 2-out single for Nuno, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Nuno continues to stay hot and now has his average up over 400 on the year. So credit Nuno, a guy that's found a way and been hitting the ball well and continues on. Stretched the hitting streak to 5 games, has 3 hits for the 2nd time in 3 ball games. And now Arif Camacho stepping in, who's 0 for 1, grounded into a double play and walked. Swings and chops the first pitch foul up the third base line. Camacho struggling a bit today, has not had an answer for Nuno. You talk about the Marauders this year, their top 4 hitters coming into today's game, all hitting above 300. Nuno batting .395 on the year. Camacho .362. William Joseph .349. And the leadoff hitter, Mason Johnson, 314 coming into today's game. Now Johnson 0 for 3, so he's going to drop a little bit closer to 300. But on the flip side, Nuno 3 for 3, going to push himself up over 400 on the year. So interesting, the top of the order really stacked heavy for Antelope Valley. And Prado's really done a good job getting around him. That one takes a tough bounce on Kane, who's not going to be able to make the play. That ball stayed down for most of it, but then skipped up high. So Camacho on the error. It's a tough error to take for Mikey Kane. So it just takes a bad bounce, and it extends the inning here, and a chance for William Joseph with 2 on and 2 away.
And not a whole lot Kane could do there. It takes a high hop. He takes it off the chest, keeps it in front, but by the time he recovers it, not enough time to throw out Camacho coming down the first base line.
So Joseph a chance to try and cut into the Cougar lead. Prado staying out. So Cota showing some confidence in the young man as the first pitch misses away. And remember, the Cougars just a group of freshmen, only Brandon Cruz, the lone sophomore on the squad. So Prado, a guy that fresh out of high school and really maybe didn't get a chance to really play even his senior year of high school due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He's done a good job here today, but now finds himself in trouble in the 5th with 2 outs and 2 on, facing a dangerous hitter in William Johnson. That pitch hit in the air towards left field. Should be playable for Ryan Camacho. He'll make the catch just near the foul line, and that will end the inning. So Prado works through the 5th, gives up a hit and an error, but doesn't give up any runs. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Still a 4-1 College of the Canyons lead.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
Leading off for COC, number 15, third baseman, Andy Embry.
Pitching change for Antelope Valley. Brandon Wilson goes 3, gives up no runs. A handful of hits, walked 3 and struck out 2 as he'll give way to Matt Toledo. Toledo, 784 earned run average, 0-1 on the year. This will be his 9th appearance in 10 1/3 innings pitched. Has given up 9 hits, 5 of them doubled, 9 runs. or excuse me, 17 hits, 9 runs, all of them earned. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. You were going to say one of the more interesting stat lines for him.
That would be his box, 3 balks on the inning. And for a Cougars team that we said hasn't been taking advantage of stealing bases, this might be a great opportunity where they can get him to maybe make an error on the mound.
So Ambrose trying to get on. Still, actually snapped a 10-game hitting streak, we should say, against Antelope Valley. Trying to find his first hit of the ball game today. So he waits on the 1-2 pitch. So this one popped up out of play, off into the right. One of the fans out there, one of the teenage boys out playing catch with his buddies, went to go make the play and ate it on the hill.
And that's a hang with him.
Hey, it happens. We've all been there. So wait on the 1-2 pitch. Ambrose checks his swing, but they say he went around as they check down to first. So Ambrose down on strikes for the second time today.
Number 12,
First strikeout for Toledo. First out here of the 5th inning. Ballesteros coming up. 1 for 2 today. First pitch from Toledo and Ballesteros, hit out into left field for a base hit, so the Cougars with a 1-out single and a runner aboard. Second single of the ball game for Ballesteros. And here's Alex Garcia, who's 0 for 1, grounded to short his last time up. First pitch to Garcia, over for a strike.
And again, as we mentioned, 3 balks on the mound this year for Toledo. Maybe an opportunity for the Cougars to try to steal a run here.
Toledo checking on Ballesteros over at first. Alex has not tried to steal yet this year. And again, that's not really been in the playbook for the Cougars this season. So stay put. Pitch to Garcia, breaking ball that misses away. Count is 1-1. Garcia getting his 4th start of the year. His 3rd straight behind the plate, or his 2nd straight, I should say, behind the plate. Went 2 for 4 against LA Mission. So there's only 2 hits of the season so far. Takes a breaking ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Didn't have an at-bat against LA Mission College in game number 1, that 5-3 win, but did come in late, take over for DJ Cougar. Working in a hitter's count, 2 balls and 1 strike, with Ryan Camacho waiting in the on-deck circle, just 1 away. That pitch on the outer half for a strike, evens the count at 2-2.
I don't know about that one, Matt. Looked a little off the plate to me.
Comment or speculate. But, yeah, it looked a little off the plate as well, but it doesn't matter. You reset, you go 2-2. I think that was kind of the shrug from Garcia, too, as he swings and hits this one right back up the middle for a base hit. So the Cougars with 2 on after back-to-back singles from Ballesteros and Garcia. And Ryan Camacho, who singled sharply in his last time up, coming to the plate with 2 on and 1 away. Yeah. Take a bad strike, get a base hit. It's a fair trade.
And as a hitter, that's a tough thing to do, to keep that mindset after a pitch like that doesn't go your way. So great job by Garcia.
So now Camacho, who snapped an 0 for 11 streak in his last at bat, hitting here with 2 on, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Toledo has thrown that pitch a lot for the first pitch there in this 5th inning. And it's kind of one that moves late, has a little bit of a late break to it and a sharp cut on it as well. Not really a big hook, but a tight little spinner that moves at the last second. Time comes and misses that pitch down. So it evens the count at 1-1.
Almost like a late breaking slider.
Yeah. Doesn't quite have the pop or the power, the explosiveness of a slider, but you're exactly right. Kind of a late breaking mix of a curveball and a slider, because it doesn't really have that hard slider dip. There it is again. That one missed up. And it does. It's just that last maybe 5 feet of movement.
And he's throwing it from a 3/4 arm slot, perhaps even a slurve. It's almost that mix of a curve and a sliding late break at the end.
It's behind the count here, 2-1. Facing Ryan Camacho. Ballesteros at second. Garcia over at first.
And goes back to the fastball there. Gets Camacho to chase. And now, a lot of options.
Two runners on, 1 away. 5th inning of a 4-1 ball game. Cougars in the lead. All 4 of their runs in the first. Antelope Valley's only run in the 3rd. That's been all the scoring so far today. Fastball misses away. So the count now full with 1 down. And the question is for Chris Kona, do you put some runners in motion here? Try and protect yourself from a double play ball on a pitch that you think may be a strike. Certainly Toledo needs to be on or around the plate right now, in danger of walking the bases loaded. And time was called at the plate by Camacho. And it was late time. I'm surprised that was given by the home plate umpire.
As a hitter, you're taught to remain in the box until you are granted time. If you're not granted time and the pitch is thrown and you've stepped out of the box, that pitch will count toward your at-bat. But a late grant by the home plate umpire here.
As Toledo had already started really with his motion, had his foot starting to come up. Maybe just a split second before that. So we wait on the 3-2 pitch once again. This time he delivers, and Camacho fouls it off to the right. Runners.
The runner's not in motion there, Matt. And to me, with the top of the lineup coming up and a 4-1 lead, I don't know if I would risk putting them in motion with a team, like we've said, that just hasn't really done that a whole lot this year.
Big lead for Garcia over at first with the first baseman Scott back. Ballesteros, pretty normal, all things considered, on a 3-2 pitch. Waits, Toledo's pitch hit on the ground up the third base line, foul. Johnson trying to sneak one by everybody there. Picked it up in foul ground with his foot on the third base back. Now I'm in fair territory.
I'm fortunate for Camacho that was foul, because Johnson with
double
one
play ball.
foot on the bag and quickly could have made that throw across the diamond first for the double play.
It's a battle here. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Toledo delivers. Camacho fouls it away, so we'll do it again. So we'll go 9 pitches deep here. Who will blink first? Camacho. 1 for 2 on the day. Toledo pitching here for the 5th inning. Got Ambrose on strikes, but gave up back-to-back singles to Ballesteros and Garcia. Working in some danger here with 1 away. 3-2 pitch again, misses up, and he walks the bases loaded. So Camacho wins the battle on 9 pitches. First walk of the day issued by Toledo. And that'll bring a visit out to the mound before Jovan Camacho can come to the plate. And this seems like maybe a slow walk to try and let somebody get up and get loose. As yeah, Antelope Valley actually one of the pitchers that's sitting up here working on the book. Colin Stout actually gets a finger point from one of his teammates and is running back in to maybe go get loose right now. It's actually Diego Villanueva that came out of the dugout and pointed at him and said, "Let's trade because you got to go get loose." So Jovan Camacho here, 0 for 1 today. Has walked a couple of times, scored in the first on the RBI double from Mikey Kane. Hitting with the bases loaded and 1 down. And the Cougars' second time today with the bases loaded. This one chopped towards first, and it's a foul ball. I think Jovan gets a break there, as he did not break out of the batter's box. That would have been an easy double play to end the inning.
Nearly 2 inning-ending double plays in the last 2 batters. And a big opportunity for the Cougars right now to cash in, as they've left 8 men on base through the first 4 innings. Really need to try to capitalize here and get a few more across.
It's actually 7. I had it wrong. My math was bad. But still, 7 guys on, and they left 3 on last inning.
I had 7, but I deferred to you.
Yeah, no. See, you should have went with your numbers. I had numbers written down bad.
I was never good at math anyway.
Yeah, that's why I became a broadcaster. Pitch misses down, evens the count at 1-1. So Camacho with new life on the foul ball. Corners are in here to cut down the run at the plate. Middle infield and double play depth. Outfield rather shallow right now. Maybe trying to take away an extra run on a base hit. The 1-1 count here to Jovan Camacho, excuse me. Ballesteros at third. That one hit right on a line to Scott, who makes the play and steps on first to double off Ryan. And so an unfortunate swing of the bat for the Cougars. They leave the bases loaded in the 5th. Second straight inning, the Cougars have left with runners in scoring position. We head to the 6th inning, still a 3-run ball game. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
So Prado lifted as we go into the 6th inning. Goes 5, gives up 4 hits and a run. Walked 3, didn't strike anybody out. Malachi Carell will take over. Malachi, his 5th appearance of the year, 0-2 this year, and 4 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 16 earned runs. Walked 6, struck out 2. As he will face Nate Scott, Lupe Puentes, and Nathan Duarte here. Carell's ERA, a monster 30.86. When you're considering the number of runs he's given up so far on the season in the limited innings pitched, but goes to work here in a 3-run ball game. Cougars out in front 4-1.
Silver lining map. Carell in his last appearance, 2 innings, just 1 hit, no runs.
So maybe found something. We'll see if he can continue that as he faces Scott here. That one hit hard out into right or to left field for a base hit. So Scott on for the 3rd time today, gets his first hit of the ball game, and that's maybe the hardest hit ball for Antelope Valley so far today, other than the line out to end the 4th inning by Lupe Puentes. As he went on a line towards, or excuse me, that was actually Zach Terry to end the 2nd inning. It went on a line towards Steven Gonzalez. Puentes swings at the first pitch, and he hits it on a line up the middle. So back-to-back hits for Antelope Valley to start the 6th inning. And now Nathan Duarte coming up, who's 1 for 2, with 2 on.
Catcher Nathan Duarte.
So something cooking here for AVC.
Quite the greeting for Carell coming into this game. Prado cruising along through 5, and Carell with 2 hard hit singles to begin his afternoon.
Already action up in the bullpen for the Cougars. Yes, it's maybe going to be a short leash here for Carell. Justin Tejada maybe in the bullpen getting loose, trying to see who it is. So this one hit on the ground in the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Scoring from second base is Nate Scott. 3 straight singles for Antelope Valley, and they've cut the lead down to 2 as Duarte has an RBI hit.
And that one just unfortunate for Carell. He gets a soft hit ground ball to the left side, but shortstop Mikey Kane was shifted towards second base, and unfortunately just out of position for that one.
Ryan Paramo going to come over and have a chat here. It's Josh Yosfan up in the bullpen getting loose. A quick visit from pitching coach Ryan Paramo. I expected that one to be a little bit longer, give his reliever in the bullpen a little more time to get loose, but maybe just a conversation to try and settle down Malachi and get him a little more right here as he comes in and gives up a run on 3 hits. And Zach Terry showing bunt, trying to move runners around and get Antelope Valley in a spot where maybe they can try and tie a game. Little inside move that time from Carell to keep Puentes at second base. That one nearly gets over the head of Garcia. Pinch hitter in the on-deck circle for Antelope Valley, it looks like. As well, Joe Uribe has a bat and is standing on deck. Terry not showing bunt this time and takes that pitch up and away.
And Matt, I personally would just be playing this defensively straight up. They just got burned by the last hit going right through the shortstop hole. I think they're giving too much attention to the runner on second here.
That one misses up and in, so it's 3-0 here. Corral's kind of lost it. Chad, do you have timesheets in your office printed? Okay. See if I can print one at work tomorrow morning and bring it by. Because that's the only time I'm going to be down here. Huh? Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do, but I just wanted to make sure you had some in case I can't get one. No, because I have to figure out what I've done and where I've been. So a 4-pitch walk to Zach Terry, and that should end the day for Malachi Corral. We'll have a pitching change when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network in a 2-run ball game in the 6th. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. So Corral faces 4 batters here in the 6th inning, gives up 3 hits, a run, walked 1, and the book's still open as Josh Yosfan will come in to take over in the 6th with 3 inherited runners. And a tough spot for the freshman lefty out of West Ranch High School. Yosfan, this will be his 12th appearance of the year. In 26 1/3 innings, has given up 15 runs, 12 earned, 23 hits, 7 walks, 22 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.1. And is 3-1 on the year. So all of those coming out of the bullpen. Yosfan's picking up wins and has done a good job in relief. As a pinch hitter for Antelope Valley here.
Some heavy lifting for Yosfan to do here.
So face Uribe in the 6th. Taking over for Hagan. Uribe 259 on the year. 7 for 27 with 3 runs batted in. But a big spot, a chance to, at a minimum, tie the game with nobody out and the bases loaded. Pressing Yosfan into tough service. First pitch swinging, gets past the outstretched glove of Mikey Kane. 2 runs should score. A base hit on the first pitch from Yosfan by Uribe. And we've got a tie ball game at 4-4 here in the 6th.
Number 27, third baseman Mason Johnson.
So Uribe a 2 RBI single. And we go back to the top of the order with 2 on and nobody out.
Well, Matt, we talked about it earlier. The Cougars, a lot of opportunities to cash in some runs earlier this game. 10 runners left on base, including in the bottom of the 5th inning. That ended on that line drive double play to first base.
Yep, have not been able to cash anything in. As bunting on the first pitch is Johnson, and he'll be retired at first, but it moves runners up to 2nd and 3rd. That's just the first out of the inning. So the Cougars get 1 out. And it'll bring Josh Nuno, who's 3 for 3. That's a smart play by Brian Moses with Nuno, who's been hot today, but he'll face a lefty this time. Had 3 hits on Albert Prado. Has a run batted in already in the ballgame. Chance to try and pick up 2 more and give Antelope Valley their first lead here. Infield in for the Cougars. trying to cut down a run. First pitch swinging, hit in the air to deep center field. Camacho drifting back, will make the catch just in front of the wall, but a run will score, and Antelope Valley has their first lead of the ball game as Nuno with a sacrifice fly ball to center field makes it 5-4 in favor of AVC.
Shortstop Areeb Camacho.
A little bit of small ball there from Antelope Valley, bunting the runner over, a sac fly to center field, and able to take the lead here for the first lead of the afternoon.
And they're going to run for Uribe here with 2 outs. Dom Antonetti going to come in to run. As Areeb Camacho, who's 0 for 2 today, walked, grounded into a double play, and reached on an error, stepping in. 2 down and a runner at second base in Antonetti. Antonetti 2 for 3 on the base pass this year. Likely will stay put at second, though. And the first pitch from Yosfan is a strike on the outer half on a breaking ball. So all 3 inherited runners score. You can officially close the book on Corral. Gives up 5 runs. Or excuse me, gives up 4 runs, thank you. All of them earned here in the inning. And it closes out Albert Prado's day as well, as he'll get a no decision. After pitching 5 strong, Yusufan trying to get the Cougars back into the dugout here. This pitch to Camacho misses away. This ball hit in the air towards center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Camacho charging, will try and make a strong throw. It's cut off by the pitcher, Yusufan. And Antelope Valley starting to come alive on the offensive side. 5 runs in the inning, an RBI hit from Camacho.
Number 21, right fielder William Joseph.
And it'll bring William Joseph as the 9th hitter to the plate here in the 6th inning. It's 5 across now for Antelope Valley. They've taken a 2-run lead here, 6-4 in this 6th inning. Camacho in motion on the first pitch. Garcia, a good snap throw from his knees, able to cut down Camacho at second base, and that will end the inning, so Camacho caught stealing. But the damage done, 5 across for AVC. We head to the home half of the 6th, 6-4 in favor of the Marauders.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
So the Cougars go to work here in the 6th inning. All of a sudden finding themselves down by 2. And they'll have the heart of the order coming up. Mikey Kane, Doyle Kane, and Tafton Hensley due up. Mikey today, 1 for 2, double and an RBI, had a run scored as well. Swings and hits this one in the air to right field. Playable for the right fielder, Joseph, who will make the catch.
And now we talk about momentum swings, and it feels like the way that bottom of the 5th ended with the Cougars not able to cash in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and it almost feels like it bled into the top half of the 6th, where Antelope Valley was finally able to strike.
Certainly the ebbs and flows of a ball game. And if you're the Cougars now, you've got to find something here in the 6th as you're starting to run short on time. All of a sudden trailing by 2. As Kane, who's 0 for 2 today, going to work. Doyle trying to find his first hit of the ball game, trying to break himself out of his little mini slump that he's in. The Cougars would certainly like to have a runner on with Tafton Hensley up. And nowhere to put him. As Hensley already flashed the power with a 3-run home run in the first. Cougars, all 4 of their runs in the first have not scored since. Left 9 runners on since that first inning. So this one popped up, and that'll get down for a base hit. Doyle Kane into second base with a pop fly stand-up double. That was the sun, maybe the wind playing a little bit of a trick on Joseph out in right field. He didn't know where it was. I think he thought it was going to get out of the play foul, and it came down maybe 10 steps inside the right field line.
He didn't have a beat on it. He was in foul territory about 20 feet too deep, and it just fell in about 10 feet inside the foul line. And no problem for Kane to get into second.
So Doyle Kane at second with a pop fly double, and Tafton Hensley now at the plate. One swing of the bat could tie it back up at 6. Hensley already with a home run of the ball game, takes a called strike. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Tafton.
And maybe that's that one play that the Cougars need to get that momentum swing back.
Tafton 1 for 1. Was hit by a pitch and intentionally walked. But he's been on all 3 times today. With nobody out, a good chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. Waits, hits this one in the air towards left center field and deep. Back towards the wall, making the catch is Hagen. Kane tagging, will slide into third, and Hensley maybe just got under it a little bit too much. Hit it about as deep as you can here at Cougar Field without it leaving. But it does the job, moves the runner over. And now a deep fly ball from Gonzalez will score 1. Oh, sorry, 2 away. Never mind. Thank you. I forgot Mikey Kane hit in the inning. Second pitch of the inning, Matt.
Well, the wind might have knocked that one down, Matt. If not for that wind, that ball might have been the second home run of the day for Hensley.
I think so. I think it maybe got a little bit too high in the air. Just missed it a little bit. Now, so Gonzalez needing a base hit to try and get the Cougars back within 1, takes a called strike. Gonzalez 0 for 2 today. Takes that pitch up. So Gonzalez came in on a 6-game hitting streak. Would like to extend it here, but missed that one. Pops it up in foul ground off to the right. In play for Scott. He makes the catch. So the Cougars squander a fly ball double with one away. Hensley nearly gave one a ride out to center, right center, or left center field, but just missed. Then Gonzalez pops out to end the inning. We head to the 7th. Still a 6-4 lead for Antelope Valley.
Free of charge via YouTube on the Cougar Sports Network.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a one-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Right fielder,
William Joseph, Nate Scott, and Lupe Puentes to face Usfan here in the 7th inning. I do it every time. I know. But Dad's going to yell at me again. Well, tell him I'm sorry. First pitch swinging popped up in foul ground. And Camacho makes the catch.
Do it again. First baseman, Nate Scott.
Hey, say it again. Yo, Span. Yo. Thank you. I'm trying. Here's Nate Scott. Singled, hit by a pitch, and walked. Yo, Span. Still on the rubber here in the 7th inning. We apologize for getting his name wrong, getting Josh's name wrong a few times. We're trying. We don't get a pronunciation guide, so we do our best. We is me. Brendan, go back to scoring the game over there. Brendan's in my ear right now. This is 2 balls and 1 strike. Scott waiting at the plate, takes a breaking pitch for a strike.
Nice mix there from Yosfan. Started with the curveball, went to fastball, another fastball, and then back to the curveball there to get it even.
So 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, tipped into the catcher's glove. First strikeout of the day. And 2 down as Puentes coming to the plate.
Just a nice sequence there from Yosfan overall. Mixing in the breaking ball, back to the fastball, locating on each side of the plate, changing the eye level, everything you could ask for.
And you see why he's been one of the most often used arms out of the bullpen for the Cougars this year. Second on the team in appearances. As we said, this is his 12th of the season. When you look, only Xavier Stoker's pitched more. He's pitched in 14 games so far this year. So that one misses down. 2 balls and no strikes. Puentes 1 for 3.
And a quick inning would be the perfect recipe for the Cougars. Get those bats back out there.
Good pitch. Little breaking fastball, little two-seamer tailing away. Gets Josh right back in the count, and he comes with another one that time goes off the end of the bat and makes it 2-2.
Working at such a quick
Yeah,
pace.
I was going to say, I was thinking the exact same thing. Working fast right now.
No wasted time. Gets on the rubber, gets the sign, and it goes into a delivery.
2-2 fouled away off to the right. And that time he makes the play. The young man that fell down earlier redeeming himself. Got a little Bronx cheer from the crowd as well. 2-2 pitch on the way. This one grounded towards the shortstop, Mikey Kane. He'll pick it up on 2 big hops. Fires over to his brother Doyle, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. And the Cougars coming back to the plate in the 7th inning, still trailing by 2 here from Cougar Field.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
The restaurant and hotel business is the second largest industry in the state of California. Opportunities in such a vibrant career are a click away at College of the Canyons.
It teaches you how to work with people, how to motivate people, how to manage people, how to lead people. And those qualities are so in demand in whatever industry we choose to go into.
COC can get you started on a journey into hotel and restaurant management today.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Marauders, number 16, Jake Glickman.
All right, you're fired. No spotting for you.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 15, third baseman, Andy Ambrose.
Pitching change here for Antelope Valley. Jake Glickman gonna come in to take over. Glickman 22 and a third innings pitched. Is 0-1 on the season with a 9.27 ERA. This is his 7th appearance of the year. Giving up 23 earned runs. Walked 6, struck out 11 as he'll face Ambrose. Followed by Ballesteros and Garcia. Toledo goes 2. Ambrose hits this one in the air towards left center field. Hanging up there. Falling between both Nuno and Hagan. Ambrose into second base. With a fly ball double to lead things off here in the 7th inning for the Cougars. Ambrose extends
Number
the
12, second baseman, Alex Ballesteros.
Ballesteros to the plate.
Another one that the wind might have tricked the outfield a little bit there as it fell in between the left fielder and the center fielder. Wise of Ambrose, one second, all of his credit, showing off that candor of heart that he has in center field.
It's actually Blue Joseph now out in center. Is this one hit out into left center field? And Joseph not going to get there. Ballesteros with a base hit. Ambrose having to hold up to score. Ballesteros trades places with him. And the Cougars with back-to-back doubles in the 7th inning have cut to a 1-run lead.
Number 31, catcher, Alex Garcia.
Here's Garcia, who's 1 for 2. Ballesteros out at second base. The Garcia hits this one on the ground. It goes off of Glickman. High throw, pulls Scott off the bag, but Garcia able to move runners over to third. So it goes 1-4-3. One down, and Ryan Camacho coming in with Alex Ballesteros at second base. So Ambrose with a leadoff double. Then Ballesteros with a double to score Ambrose. Both balls getting down just out of the reach of Joseph in center field. And now Camacho, who broke out of a little 0-for-11 slump, is 1 for 2 today, stepping in with a chance to try and tie the game with one away and a runner 90 feet away at third base in the 7th. 6-5 Antelope Valley. They bring the infield in here. Camacho takes the pitch down. And Glickman behind 2-0.
Starting with back-to-back curveballs to open this at-bat.
Camacho hits that one in the air to right field. Nuno in shallow right field. Ballesteros going to tag and try and score, and then will stop halfway. That's a strong throw from Nuno. Holds him at third. So Ryan Camacho can't advance the runner and tie the game. It'll bring Jovan Camacho, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of walks and a run scored, to hit with 2 down here in the 7th inning.
Nuno with an absolute strike to hold the runner at third, that tying run.
And really, Matt, he did that flat-footed, to be quite honest. He didn't really get a good charge at it. The wind kind of made him have to stop up as Camacho hit it high in the air and just showing the arm, flashing it. And now, as the game continues on here late in the ballgame, the Cougars will something they'll have to think about on anything hit out towards Nuno. The first pitch to Camacho misses down. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Ballesteros at third after the double and the ground out from Garcia. Camacho hits this one down the line and left and twisting foul. So it evens the count at 1-1. The Garcia play, I think, might have been unfortunate. He might have got that ball through the infield if it does not hit off of Glickman and go right to the second baseman, Terry.
That's right, a kick save for Glickman.
Yeah.
Keeps it in the infield. And otherwise might have scored a run.
Camacho fouls that one straight back. Umpire matrixed his way out of the way of that one. So 1-2 here to Jovan. Glickman stepping off will reset. So we're in the 7th. Cougars with 4 runs in the first. Now 1 here in the 7th. Antelope Valley got their big inning in the 5th, or the 6th, I should say. And now cling to a 1-run lead as they lead 6-5. This one hit in the air on the infield. Camacho drifting back, just back of the shortstop position into the outfield grass will make the catch. So both Ryan and Jovan failed to score Ballesteros from third base. And the Cougars leave 1 out there, but they get 1. They trail 6-5 as we head to the 8th inning. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
So we go to the 8th inning here. Duarte, Terry, and the 9 spot due up. It's a good curveball from Fan that time. Is Josh out there for the 3rd inning of work? Fan, sorry, I said it wrong. It's in my brain from 5 games. As he gets a pop-up on the infield. I promise I'm going to get it right at some point. It's just a late change in my brain, and I've been up since 1:30 in the morning, so give me a bit of a break.
Number 3, second baseman, Zach Terry.
1 down, Zach Terry coming up. Also thinking about dinner, so. And my 3 a.m. shift coming up.
And the first pitch from Fan to Terry's foul back to the screen. Fan has recorded 7 outs now with the first out here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, he's pitched nicely, Matt. I mean, he's been very comfortable out there once he got out of the bases loaded. Granted, he gave up all 3 inherited runners, but came in the 7th and went 1-2-3. And he strikes out Zach Terry. Garcia thought it was the 3rd out, but it was not just the 2nd out of the inning. And it'll bring Antonetti to the plate.
And the 7th inning was the first 1-2-3 inning for the Cougars. And Fan also now has recorded the only 2 strikeouts for the Cougars pitching staff this afternoon.
So Antonetti here in the 8th. First pitch fouled back. This one popped up on the infield, that'll end the inning, so another 1-2-3 inning for the Cougars as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 1-run ball game, 6-5. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. Mikey Kane, Doyle Kane, Tafton Hensley, the scheduled hitters here in the 8th inning.
For the Cougars, number 7, shortstop, Mikey Kane.
As they'll face Glickman here, working his 2nd inning of the ball game. Right field went to center, left field went to right field. Antonetti stayed in the game. And he took over for the 9-hitter, who was the center fielder. Mikey had the double back in the 1st. That's his only hit of the ball game. Behind the count, 0-2 here against Glickman. Pitch misses away, makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that was last inning, Brendan. They did that.
Well, they just switched. So 30 was over there, and they just switched right now.
Well, 30 was over there in the last inning. He was in left field in the last inning. Yeah.
Kane takes a breaking ball that doesn't really break high
He was in left.
to even the count at 2-2.
This one hit on the ground towards 3rd, picked up by Johnson, and Kane retired. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter because nobody really.
Number 16,
Who
first
made the
baseman,
fly
Doyle
out
Kane.
in that strong throw? He was the one that made the catch in the strong throw to hold Ballesteros in 3rd. He did. No, it was him.
And so it'll be Doyle Kane stepping in. 1 for 3 on the day with a double. Also drew a walk in the 1st inning and scored on Tafton Hensley's 3-run homer.
Doyle with a double on a fly ball out to right field in the 6th. Thank you, Jasmine. No, I fired you last inning anyway. That's because that argument was off the air. As Kane with a 2-1 count with 1 away. Swings and fouls this one away, so the count even at 2-2. Cougars down to their final 5 outs now, trailing by a run. And for Glickman, working against the heart of the order, gets Kane, now trying to get Doyle. 2-2 pitch. Missed inside. And so a 3-2 count here to Doyle Kane.
And at this point in the game, Matt, chasing 1 run, just looking to get base runners. A walk will do you just as well as a base hit right now.
As Kane gives this one a ride to left field down the line. That'll get down for a base hit. Bangs off the middle of the wall. Doyle into second base with a stand-up double. And with 1 away, the Cougars with a runner in scoring position, the tying run at second base. And Tafton Hensley coming to the plate.
Number 27, designated hitter, Tafton
Well, you'll take the
Hensley.
double. That's even better than the walk. Good piece of hitting there. Turns on the inside fastball and just takes it to left field. 1 hops off the fence. And now the tying run at second base.
And the go-ahead run going to go to first as they'll intentionally walk Tafton Hensley for the 2nd time today. And they'll opt to pitch to Steven Gonzalez with 1 out and 2 on with the double play back in order here.
Antelope Valley not taking any chances with Hensley after being victimized by him in the 1st inning on that 3-run shot.
Well, he nearly tied the game in the 6th inning on a ball that went nearly out in left center field, if not for maybe just a little bit of wind tugging on it. They'd rather face Gonzalez here, who has not hit the ball hard yet today. Gonzalez 0 for 4. Struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, grounded to short, and popped out to the first baseman to end the 6th inning.
Tried to hold the check swing there without the benefit of multiple umpires. Has to take the call from the home plate umpire for the strike.
That pitch bounces in the dirt. Glickman trying to get him to chase another breaking ball. That time Gonzalez reads it better as it was about a 58, 59 footer. Stays off it. The count even at 1-1. Cougars have left 11 on in the ball game so far. It's kind of been the difference right now. Antelope Valley cashing in for 5 in the 7th, or in the 6th. Cougars with 1 in the 7th to get them back within 1.
Glickman coming with a 1-1 curveball there. And now maybe cornered into throwing Gonzalez a fastball here on 2-1.
Look at one spot if you're Gonzalez. Doesn't get that one spot and he's way ahead. Now you're looking even smaller spot. Something you can drive. As Ambrose, who's got a double in the on-deck circle waiting. Cougars have had the bases loaded a couple of times today and haven't been able to cash in. Gonzalez swings and hits his pitch in the air towards right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Doyle Kane will score from second. They're going to try and send Hensley from first. He'll round third. He will score. Throw gets away from the catcher, but content to stay at second base with a 2 RBI double is Steven Gonzalez as the Cougars have a 7-6 lead. So Gonzalez looking one spot exactly, got it, and drove a pitch. And the Cougars have climbed back into the lead with Andy Ambrose, who doubled in the 7th inning and scored, coming to the plate. So Gonzalez, his first hit of the ball game, it's an extra base hit. And Glickman's now given up 3 in a little over an inning of work.
Good piece of hitting from Gonzalez there. High and away, just goes with the pitch to right center field. And you see the defensive positioning right now for Antelope Valley. The right fielder really close to the right field line. I wonder if that played a part in that being so long for them to recover that ball.
It's a big swing for Ambrose and a miss. Right, huge gap out in right center field. Ambrose hits this one foul off to the right. He's behind in the count. 2 strikes on him. Just 1 away here in the 8th inning. I would imagine for the Cougars that frees up Xavier Stoker to come in and try and finish off the 9th. As he's kind of slotted in as their closer. So Ambrose takes that pitch up. Wait on the 1-2 here to Ambrose. Down in the dirt, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andy 1 for 4 today with a pair of strikeouts. The double in the runs scored in the 7th started the Cougar comeback. Remember, they led 4-0 at one point. But Antelope Valley able to charge back, take a lead. The Cougars now doing the same as that pitch swung on a miss, strike 3 in the dirt. Duarte will throw it down to first to complete the out. 2 away here in the 8th inning. Ambrose, for the 3rd time today, strikes out. First strikeout for Glickman. Gonna bring Alex Ballesteros to the plate, who doubled in his last at bat. Ballesteros, a 3-hit game. Extended his hitting streak. 2 singles and a double in the ball game.
And Glickman paints the outside corner with the fastball there. Huge insurance run for the Cougars out there on second base. Would love to give Stroker an extra run to work with in the 9th.
Ballesteros now on an 8-game hitting streak. Back-to-back multi-hit games for him. He's had 4 now during the hitting streak. He'd love to have a 4th hit here in the ball game. Takes that pitch inside, count 2-1. This one popped up on the infield, just in front of the plate. Scott charging in, won't make the catch, but it's a foul ball. As that might have landed maybe an inch foul. And it went off the glove of Scott, but Scott had 1 foot in foul ground. So Ballesteros will get new life here with 2 strikes. Had that ball landed fair on the dirt, Steven Gonzalez running hard from second base would have scored.
Absolutely would have scored, and we've talked about how the wind would be a factor all day, but now the shadows are starting to creep in, and home plate and the first baseline are partly covered, and that was a tough play for any of the position players for Antelope Valley, whether it was Duarte or Scott or the pitcher Glickman to get over there and get it.
So we wait on a 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Breaking ball misses away, so the count now full here to Ballesteros. With Garcia waiting on deck, who's got a hit and 3 at-bats. Glickman, you'd like to try and just get out of it right now. Keep it at a 1-run ball game. This one grounded towards third. Johnson picks it up on 1 big hop, makes a quick throw, and that'll end the inning. So Ballesteros retired on a ground ball to third. Cougars, though, get 2 off the 2 RBI double from Steven Gonzalez, and they have a 7-6 lead as we head to the 9th here from Cougar Field. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Top of the order due up for Antelope Valley here in the 9th inning. Joth Yosfan staying in there with Xavier Stoker loose and ready to go in case he gets into some trouble. Yosfan, who came in the 6th inning with 3 inherited runners, gave up all 3 runs, gave up a 4th in the inning, but has a chance to try and pick up a win. It's the first pitch to Johnson, fouled away. Johnson 0 for 4 today. Hits that one to left. And Ryan Camacho drifting over will make the catch. A hard hit ball from Johnson, but Camacho there to knock it down and make the play.
Number 36,
One down here in the ninth.
Josh Nuno.
Josh Nuno, who's 3 for 3 with a sacrifice fly ball and 2 runs batted in, coming up. So Nuno trying to get the Marauders a base runner here. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it into the screen. Yosfan got all 3 outs in the 6th. Worked a clean 7th and a clean 8th. As this one hit up the middle for a base hit. After retiring 7 in a row, a base hit for Nuno. And so Antelope Valley gets what they need with a runner on here in the 9th inning. As Arif Camacho stepping in.
It'll be interesting to see if Antelope Valley is aggressive here and sends Nuno in motion, try to get that tying run to second base.
Quick move that time from Yosfan on the mound, and back just a half step before was Nuno. Nuno 4 for 4 in the ball game today, so was hitting 395. Now is hitting probably 415, 420. Is that pitch over for a strike? Good pitch that time from Josh, as the lefty has been good. As he throws over again on the quick move, and Nuno just back in time. Cougars thought they had it.
And Matt, I thought I did. He had Nuno leaning towards second base, just barely able to get back in there, and that's probably because he had such a small lead. It's that quick step off with his left foot off the rubber and just side-arming it over there for the pickoff move.
So he comes to the plate, and that pitch misses down. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Nuno's lead certainly shorter. Now it makes you think if Marauders maybe don't want to put him in motion, as that's like a half a step lead. Swung on and missed on a good breaking ball down towards the back foot. Maybe a little back foot slider from Yosfan that time. It's a 2-2 count here to Camacho. The lefty delivers. Breaking ball down in the dirt, gets away from Garcia, and so Nuno gets a free base, as it's a wild pitch. So now the tying run at second base here in the 9th inning. A 3-2 count here to Camacho. William Joseph waiting on deck, who doesn't have a hit in the ball game.
And now if you're a Yost fan, you trust your stuff. You've been excellent today. Nuno took second. It's in the past now. And you go back to your bread and butter here.
This ball hit in the air towards center field. Camacho had to spin back around. He's not going to be able to make the play. Gets over his head, off the wall, scoring from second base to tie the game is Nuno on an RBI double from Arif Camacho. And we are tied at 7 in the 9th.
Right fielder William Joseph.
As that'll bring William Joseph to the plate. Camacho initially turned back over his right shoulder and then spun back to his left. And by that time, the ball was well over his head. He was never going to get there. As now Joseph can try and trade places with Camacho, so the wild pitch hurts. Joseph going to work, takes a strike.
Yeah, Matt Camacho got turned around on that one probably 2 times, but even if he had a great beat on it,
it was a tough play.
It was going to be a difficult play directly over his head and maybe just a one hop off the wall.
So now if you're a Yost fan, you've just got to go back to work and try and get the hitter at the plate and keep it a tie ball game, give your team a chance in the ninth. Looking ahead for the Cougars, they'd have Garcia, Ryan Camacho, and Jovan Camacho in the ninth inning. This one fouled away. Yosfan ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This inning all began with Nuno, who has been in the center of everything. 4 hits today, a sac fly RBI, and a little bouncing ball. Came back up the box through the middle to start the inning, and then advancing on the pass ball from Garcia.
Runner in motion. Joseph hits this one in the air towards left field. Ryan Camacho will make the catch. They won't be able to get Camacho at second base, but it's the second out of the inning on a fly ball to left. So Joseph 0 for 5 today. 3 flyouts to left field. 2 down, and Nate Scott coming in. Scott 1 for 2, has been hit by a pitch and walked. And Chris Cota going to pop his head out of the dugout. And I think he's going to opt for Xavier Stoker here. As Yosfan does his job until the ninth, gives up just 1 run in the ninth inning on a couple of hits, but kept the Cougars in it after the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Worked a good 7th and a good 8th, just ran into some trouble in the 9th, and it will give way to Xavier Stoker here, who will try and get the final out of the 9th inning in a 7-7 ball game at Cougar Field.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
So Xavier Stoker coming in to take over here in the 9th. Stoker, his 15th appearance now of the year, is .764 earned run average, 17 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 15 earned runs, 12 walks, 15 strikeouts, but has been the go-to late inning guy, has 1 save. It's been either him or Josh Yosfan that have been the closers really for the Cougars this year, and they're interchangeable between the last 2 guys out of the bullpen in big spots. So he'll face Nate Scott here. Scott 1 hit and 2 at bats, walked and was hit by a pitch.
And Stoker last time out, and Canyons lost LA Mission, 1 1/3, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 runs. And he'll be asked to get a big out here and keep this game tied heading into the bottom of the 9th.
Make sure they keep Camacho close. And now Garcia going to trot out to talk to Xavier Stoker here. It's interesting with Scott in the batting stance. Kind of holds his hands down near his belt before he gets ready. Has an open stance. Certainly worked for him this year, hitting above 300 on the season. As he stands with a big spot here, kind of waves the bat around. Has his hands right over the plate as Stoker comes to the plate and misses the first pitch up.
And Matt, the first thing I notice is how choked up he is on the bat. It's very Anthony Rizzo-like, the entire approach in the batter's box. Hands down close to the belt, choked up, leaned over, open stance.
So again, Stoker misses up, maybe overthrowing a bit on the first 2 pitches. As you'd like to work down here. Behind in the count, 2-0. Good pitch that time. Comes back with a fastball in the outer half. Gets himself back in the count at 2-1. Big spot here with Scott at the plate. Go ahead run for Antelope Valley at second base. They tied the game with 1 here in the 9th. Stoker trying to keep it that way and get the Cougars a chance to walk it off. Camacho in motion, and that pitch hits Scott. And that's actually probably the best result at that point, as Camacho had third base taken. Instead, he has to go back to second. And Lupe Puentes will come back to the plate, the designated hitter who's 1 for 3 today, 1 for 4 today.
Almost a little bit of relief for Stoker. You get to start a new, fresh at-bat. You know that the runner was advancing from second to third, easily had it stolen. Now you just key in and try to give it your best pitch. Don't need to be too perfect.
First pitch swinging, ground ball. Ambrose scoops it up, steps on third. That'll end the inning. So it's a 7-7 ball game. We go to the 9th. Cougars with a chance to try and put it away at the plate instead of on the mound. We'll step aside. Bottom half when we come back. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
So pitching change for Antelope Valley here in the 9th. Glickman goes 2, gives up 3 runs on 4 hits. With a strikeout and no walks. Ethan Wendell will take over here in the 9th. Wendell 2-1 this season, 25 1/3, 5.33 earned run average. As he'll face Alex Garcia, Ryan Camacho, and Jovan Camacho. Brennan, here's where it gets really weird. We score in the 9th. Who gets the win? No, I know. I know.
And here come the Cougars, leading off number 31, catcher Alex Garcia.
So it's Garcia, 1 for 3 today, hitting here against Wendell. Trying to push this game into some bonus baseball for Antelope Valley. The Cougars trying to walk it away here. First pitch to Garcia, missed away. Second pitch, an off-speed pitch that's over for a strike. Cougars could use a base runner here right away. Garcia's been on twice today. Takes that one for a strike. And now finds himself behind in the count at 1-2.
Garcia, who's been pressed into action, has been seeing the ball well today, but I think on that one wasn't expecting the fastball on 1-1. Came back shaking his head a little bit.
It's a tough time to hit right now, too. Pitcher's mound in shadows, the plate in full sun. And so the ball will actually get brighter as it gets to the plate. It's the reverse, really, of what you normally see, where the plate in shadows, the pitcher's mound in the sun. As Garcia gets just a piece and fouls it away. And it's a much different look as a hitter from the ball going dark to light than it is going light to dark. Something I don't think you see really anywhere.
No, and dealing with shadows in any situation is never easy.
Garcia could take that time, gets himself to a 3-2 count here. He's trying to battle and get himself on. I would imagine the Cougars run for him if he does get on. He lines this one to left field for a base hit. And so Garcia, with his second hit of the ball game, leads things off here in the ninth.
Number 2, left fielder.
I think they're going to let Garcia run here. I'm surprised Jet Li Party not out of the dugout. Brandon Rayner was out of the dugout when Chris Cota actually grabbed him. So I'll actually have Brandon Rayner here run. So opting for some speed, but Garcia does his job, gets a base hit here.
Quick hands by Garcia there, just turns on that fastball on the inner side of the plate, pulls it down the left field line, and gets the Cougars started here in the bottom of the ninth.
So Brandon Rayner going to run. I would think they might ask Camacho to bunt and move a runner in scoring position here. It's not showing quite yet. Now he does, late show and misses. Rayner having to dive back as Duarte trying to throw behind him, but the throw was in the dirt and Scott did all he could just keep it in front, make sure it didn't get out in the right field. So do you ask Camacho to do the job again here? This time he squares around a little bit earlier. And they'll just pick over to keep Rayner close.
Third baseman Johnson in on the grass by about 10 feet. They're fully expecting the bunt here from Camacho.
And he will, and he misses again. Rayner caught up between first and second. He'll be in a rundown here, as they're going to get him at first base. So Camacho misses on a couple of bunts. Rayner caught stealing, really just caught hung out to dry. It was 2, 3, 6. Was it 4 or 3? So now Camacho with 2 strikes on him with 1 away. Cougars squander a leadoff hit from Garcia. Now have to start over. 2-strike pitch called strike 3. Camacho down on strikes. 2 down here in the ninth.
Number 4.
And now Jovan Camacho will come to the plate.
Well, Matt, unfortunately, the opportunities have been there early in the game. A lot of base runners left on base for the Cougars. And just there, failing to execute on the bunt, getting the runner caught down in the rundown, and it erases the leadoff runner.
They've left 12 on so far. Camacho will try and restart things for the Cougars here in the ninth. As Jovan 0 for 3 today with a pair of walks. Hit a long drive into a double play in the 5th inning right into the glove of Scott at third. Is that one over for a strike? It's no balls and 2 strikes here.
Wendell doing a great job working ahead in the count.
As Camacho fouls this one off to the left. Camacho chops this one towards first. That's going to get into right field for a base hit. As Jovan with his first hit of the ball game, a chopper single out to right field. That hit so hard off the dirt in front of the mound that it hopped right over the head of Scott. Nothing that the second baseman Terry could do even in the shift. And it brings up Mikey Kane with 2 outs and a runner on first. Mikey, who doubled home a run in the first, hasn't had a hit since. So 1 for 4 in the ball game, but a big spot here for the future USC Trojan. As that ball gets away from Scott, but not far enough for Jovan to go anywhere. Brian Moses out of the dugout to let his outfield know no doubles here. Anything in front of you is okay with 2 down here. As Mikey waiting, swings and fouls that one away. So Mikey waits behind on the count, 0-1. Camacho at first. 2 away here in the 9th, 7 all. Cougars trying to end it now. Kane fouls this one off to the left up the third baseline and finds himself behind on the count, 0-2. Huge gap out in right center again as the center fielder Joseph shaded towards left field. Nuno well off the right field line, but still leaves a pretty big gap out there. Camacho leaning, but dives back. As Wendell keeps him close. Nothing in 2 outs, a runner on. 7 all in the 9th inning. Mikey Kane at the plate. Ethan Wendell on the rubber. Comes, runner in motion. Ball hit on the right side in the air. Scott moving over will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Cougars got a leadoff single and a 2-out single, but fail to move runners past first base. And we head to extra innings. Bonus baseball here from Cougar Field. 7 all, we go to the 10th. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Duarte, Terry, and Hagan due up here.
For the Marauders, number 12, catcher Nathan Duarte.
As Stoker stays in for the 10th. Cougars have had their opportunities, just have not been able to drive in runs when they've been given the chance, and that's why we're into the 10th. Duarte 2 for 4 today. First pitch from Stoker, over for a strike. Misses up that time. Brandon Rayner stays in the game as the catcher now for the Cougars. Takes over for Garcia. Good breaking ball that time from Stoker. Freezes Duarte. Makes it 1-2. Stoker spikes that one. Duarte lays off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here the 10th inning. Duarte, Terry, and then Antonetti, I believe, due up, or at least the 9 spot. So far, Hagan, Uribe, and Antonetti have all hit in the 9 spot. Wait on the 2-2 pitch. That one misses down, gets away from Rayner. So the count full. The leadoff hitter here in the 10th inning for Antelope Valley.
And the leadoff hitter here in the 10th inning, so important, especially with the top of the lineup coming up and the 9 spot, where Antelope Valley will have the option to basically send up whoever they choose to.
The 3-2 pitch misses away. Leadoff walk.
Number 3, second baseman Zach Terry.
So that'll bring us Zach Terry. 0 for 3, walked, scored in the 7th inning, or the 6th inning. Struck out his last time up. And we'll see if Antelope Valley opts to play some more small ball here, as they did earlier in the ball game. Trying to move Duarte up to second base. Terry will square to bunt. Stoker will pick over to first.
And Matt, I'm a bit surprised by that. I figured that Antelope Valley would be playing for a couple runs here, especially with the Cougars having Doyle, Kane, Tafton, Hensley, and Steven Gonzalez, the heart of their order, coming up in the bottom of the 10th.
First pitch over for a strike. Terry pulled it back. And I agree, Matt, I would have figured they would have tried to play for a few here, but opting to just try and get one. And really no reason why not if you send Wendell back out there, who did a nice job despite giving up 2 hits. One of them was just an unfortunate chopper, the other one a sharp single. Nothing in 2 here to Terry, so see if they opt to have him bunt with 2 strikes. Duarte leading away from first. Cougars have already turned a couple of double plays in the ball game. This one hit back up off the foot of Terry, so they say it's a foul ball. We'll do it again.
That nearly served the purpose of the bunt, a swinging bunt, had it not hit Terry in the box.
Jesse, do we do goofy second runner on second base in the 11th? No? This one popped up on the infield. Stoker calling it and will make the catch in foul ground. So good pitch from Stoker. Sets down Terry. So 1 down. Dom Antonetti will step back in. Popped up to the first base side in his only at bat today.
And Matt, typically they say you don't want your pitcher to go out and have to make a play on a fly ball or pop up like that.
He's the only one that can make that play.
Such an easier play for him coming in as opposed to the catcher having to go out, flip his mask off, and do that all in time.
Antonetti takes a strike, couldn't check his swing. I agree with you. Yeah, you don't want, and I think that rule is kind of with the athleticism of pitchers now today, that old rule is really for anything on the pitcher's mound itself now. Seen more and more guys at every level starting to field fly balls. Antonetti couldn't check his swing again. And he's now behind in the count, 0-2. Duarte, pretty sizable lead over at first. Stoker goes with a breaking ball again. That time Antonetti lays off. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Nice block on that ball in the dirt by Rayner to keep the runner at first base. That was how the Cougars got into trouble in the top of the 9th.
So that pitch just misses down. So the count now even at 2-2. So Antonetti works himself back into the count after chasing the first 2 pitches. Waits on the 2-2 pitch from Stoker. Duarte away from first, will stay put. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, I'm not sure where that missed. Must have been down. So the count now full with 1 away. Three-two pitch, misses up. Stoker walks his second batter of the inning as he had Antonetti on the hook. Lost him. And it'll bring up to Mason Johnson. Does not have a hit in the ball game, 0 for 5. He's grounded to third twice, he's grounded to the pitcher twice, and he's popped up to left field.
Johnson has been aggressive first pitch swinging all day. Maybe can get him to bite on a first pitch curveball here. Try to get something on the ground.
That pitch down in the dirt.
Rayner doing a wonderful job there behind the plate, keeping the ball in front, not allowing the Antelope Valley base runners to advance.
Back-to-back pitches miss, and so it's 2-0 here to Johnson. And if you're Stoker, I don't think you want to face Josh Nuno.
No, Matt, and I think that's what they're going to talk about right here at this mound visit. That Johnson may be the one you want to go after. And there's 2 sides to that coin, Matt. Do you want to go after the guy that has been hot all day, or do you want to go after the guy that maybe he's due now after going 0 for 5 so far?
I mean, it's a tough stack now with Nuno, who's 4 for 4, Camacho, who's 2 for 5 or 2 for 4, and has had a couple of hard hit balls in his last 2 at bats, waiting in the dugout as well. So it's 2-0 here to Johnson. And he misses up, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Cougars led 4-0. Antelope Valley scored 6 unanswered. Cougars got 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th, or a couple in the 9th to take the 7-6 lead, but gave up, or sorry, 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. As third walk of the inning by Stoker. And now it brings up Nuno with the bases loaded and just 1 away.
Stoker maybe pressing a little bit. He likes to set up his pitches working backwards with the curveball. He couldn't get the first pitch curveball over there to Johnson and had to go back to his fastball, spiked a few, and now his third walk of the inning to load the bases.
Got Terry to pop out. That's been the only out of the inning. Nuno 4 for 4, and the first pitch misses up, and that's every fastball is missed up, and the breaking balls he's been spiking in the dirt. He just has not had command of the zone. Infield is in. Cougars want to cut down the run at the plate. Nuno swings and fouls this one off. Good pitch that time from Stoker, found the zone, got Nuno to wave. So ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a big pitch right here in this at-bat. Looks like Ricky Galvez Canto in the bullpen maybe getting loose. So this one fouled off to the left. Bases loaded, 1 away, 10th inning. Nuno, who's 4 for 4 at the plate, facing Stoker. 1-2 pitch hit up the middle for a base hit. That'll bring home 1. They'll try and score a second. Instead, the runner will hold. As staying at third base is Antonetti. And it's an RBI single for Nuno, who's got 5 hits in the ball game. It's his 3rd run batted in, and Antelope Valley takes an 8-7 lead here in the 10th.
Shortstop Areed Camacho.
Well, Stoker gets himself into trouble with the free passes. The Cougars fortunate to have been playing straight away in the outfield. They were trying to keep more than 1 run from scoring on anything in front of them, and are able to do so. But Stoker still with some heavy lifting to do here in the top of the 10th.
So the bases remain loaded, still just 1 away. And that one gets away from Rayner, and that's going to score another run as Antonetti scores from third. And Antelope Valley with a 2-run lead. They get a free run on a pitch that gets away from the catcher, Brandon Rayner. And really the damage mostly done by Stoker himself. After walking 3 of the first 4 in the inning, gave up the hit to Nuno. Finds himself behind with runners on second and third against Camacho, who's got hits in his last 2 at-bats. So we wait on the 2-0 pitch. Stoker has been laboring here through the 10th. Fouls this one away. Or gets this one to be fouled off by Camacho, we should say, and it makes it 2-1. Reeve 2 for 4, grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first. Walked, grounded in, or reached on an error. Singled and drove in a run, doubled and drove in a run. Drove in the tying run of the 9th. So had 3-1 here with William Joseph in the on-deck circle. Still just 1 away. Cougars now trailing by 2, 9-7. The infield in once again to cut down the run at the plate. 3-1 pitch misses away. That's the 4th walk of the inning issued by Xavier Stoker.
Number 21, right fielder William Joseph.
And it'll bring William Joseph back to the plate, who doesn't have a hit so far in 5 at-bats.
Perhaps the end of the line for Stoker just didn't have enough consistency with either his fastball or his breaking ball today. And that led to all the free passes and the trouble here in the 10th.
That's going to end it for Stoker. Ricky Galvez Canto coming in to take over. We'll have the pitching change when we come back. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
So Ricky Galvez-Canto taking over. Canto this year, 4 appearances, 7.71 ERA in 4 2/3 innings. Going to be asked to get 2 outs with the bases loaded here in the 10th. We don't have anybody with an ERA under 5. His first pitch, swinging. Joseph hits a monster fly ball out to right, and it's going to get over the head of Gonzalez. 1 run will score, and they're going to actually be able to get, well, that is the weirdest out I've seen today. They're going to be able to get William Joseph coming back to first base, so it's a fly ball single to right field that scores a run, and then he's tagged out at first, trying to advance to second when the runners did not run.
That ball was hit so high, and it appeared like it could have been caught by Gonzalez in right field. It might have been the wind or the sun that affected him, but that's why the base runners all froze for the most part, and they were able to pick off the runner in between first and second.
So the Cougars get a gift of an out after giving up a run, and then the pitch from Galvez-Canto gets away from Rayner back to the screen, and another run comes home for Antelope Valley. So Johnson had scored on the fly ball. Nuno scores on the wild pitch. Camacho moves to third. So now Scott, who's 1 for 2, has been hit twice today, takes a strike.
Well, the second run-scoring wild pitch there for Antelope Valley. Rayner doing his best. They have been asking him to do a lot of activity back there. Multiple balls in the dirt between Stoker and Galvez-Canto this inning.
So this ball hit in the air towards left center field, playable. Camacho coming in will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Antelope Valley puts up a crooked number. They get 4. As we head to the bottom half of the 10th, Cougars need a big inning. Looking ahead, they'll have the heart of the order coming up in Doyle Kane, Tafton Hensley, and Steven Gonzalez when we come back.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
So the Cougars going to ask Doyle Kane to get things started. Ethan Wendell, who gave up a couple of hits in the 9th but didn't give up a run, coming in. Antelope Valley, 4 runs on 2 hits in that 9th inning. They left a couple on base. but it doesn't much matter as they had 4 walks that powered them to the 4 runs. Kane takes a strike. Doyle had a double in the 8th. Scored in the 8th on the RBI double from Steven Gonzalez. That tied the ball game and actually put the Cougars ahead as Tafton Hensley scored behind him. Now asking to try and find a big inning again for the 2nd time today. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cougars had a pair of hits in the 9th inning off of Wendell, but Rayner was picked off after Camacho failed to bunt, and then Mikey Kane popped out to end the inning after Jovan had a 2-out single, but Doyle starts the inning off with an RBI, or not an RBI hit, a leadoff single to right field is what I wanted to say. And the Cougars with a runner on here.
27, designated hitter, Tafton Hensley.
Here's Tafton Hensley, who's got a home run and a pair of intentional walks, was hit by a pitch. It's 1 for 2. Had a ball that he hit out to left center field that was just shy of the wall. Back in the 6th inning for the 2nd out with a runner on. That could have been a big spot, but it goes away and he takes a ball on the inside, working ahead. Pitch from Wendell over for a strike. Hensley kind of just shakes his head, says, all right. Plate and the mound pretty much in shadows. The infield with some sun poking through the trees behind us. Outfield all full sun except for left field. That pitch misses away. So Wendell loses the zone a bit behind the count 2-1. Being very careful here with Tafton Hensley. Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. Ambrose and Ballesteros to follow. Should the Cougars get multiple runners on here, and they will as Hensley works a walk. So a single and a walk.
Number 32, right fielder, Steven Gonzalez.
And Steven Gonzalez heading to the plate. Brian Moses headed to the mound. And a pitching change might be coming here for Antelope Valley. Or this could be a similar situation from earlier, asking Wendell kind of how he's doing. Brings the entire defense in. And Moses actually heads back to the dugout here. So he's going to stay with Wendell.
First pitch to Gonzalez, a breaking ball in there for the zone. First strike 1.
Gonzalez, a big spot for him right here. Nobody out, 2 on. 10th inning, Cougars trailing by 4. Wendell's breaking ball misses. Evens the count at 1-1. That one foul tipped.
Gonzalez hoping for a repeat of the 8th inning when he had a 2-run double that gave the Cougars the lead.
Takes strike 3 on the outside corner. That's a good pitch from Wendell. First out of the 10th inning.
15, third baseman, Andy Ambrose.
That'll bring Andy Ambrose to the plate.
1-2 fastball there. Maybe Gonzalez not expecting that, but instead the breaking ball just kind of froze him.
So now Ambrose, who doubled to lead off the 7th inning, stepping in. One away here. Cougars need base runners, and they need a lot of them. Trailing by 4. Got to string together a few more hits here. So they got a leadoff single from Doyle Kane, a walk from Tafton Hensley. Ambrose takes a pitch on the outer half for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Shadows starting to cover most of the field. Daylight fading fast. That pitch from Wendell misses away. Talk about the shadows playing a factor. The more the sunlight goes behind the mountainside behind us, the darker it gets here at Cougar Field. And it makes it even tougher to kind of see what's going on. So Andy waits on the pitch. Misses down. He's way ahead here, 3-1. Maybe you might get one of the 2 hotter hitters in the lineup up to the plate right now, and Alex Ballesteros with the bases loaded. You'd like that if you were the Cougars. Ballesteros 3 hits in the ball game. Ambrose looking one spot on a 3-1 pitch. Takes it down, works a walk. Second walk issued by Wendell. And the tying run coming to the plate here in the 10th inning with Ballesteros, who's got a double and a pair of singles in 5 at-bats.
Second baseman Alex Ballesteros.
So a big spot for the second baseman here with the bases loaded. All 3 Cougars on the base pass run well, but they need 4, not 3. So you'd like to just keep the train rolling here. Wendell's first pitch to Ballesteros. Checks his swing, but gets called by the field umpire for a strike. That's a tough call to take. So Ballesteros behind in the count, 0-1. Swings and lines this one at the shortstop. Over to third, but they're not able to get Doyle Kane. As unable to dig it out was Johnson. It's a solid throw from Camacho, but there's 2 away as Ballesteros hit it on the screws, but right at the shortstop Camacho for the second out.
Man, I think Camacho might have had a easier play to go run over to second to double off Hensley there, but instead opting to throw it to Johnson at third base.
Brandon Rayner will get his first at bat here. So Rayner in the 10th. Bases loaded, 2 away. Rayner this year, 375, 3 hits and 8 at-bats. Has 3 runs batted in. And a big spot for him right now. 2 outs in the 10th inning. Cougars trailing by 4. Takes a called strike and is behind in the count, 0-2, so the Cougars down to their final strike. COC led all the way to the 6th inning when Antelope Valley put up 5. Regained the lead in the 8th, but gave up 1 in the 9th and 4 in the 10th, and now down to their final strike. Antelope Valley looking for their 2nd conference win of the year. Pitch on the outside corner that just missed. Dugout thought it was strike 3. But Rayner extends the at-bat. Waits on the 1-2. Wendell's pitch, hit in the air towards center field. Should be playable for Joseph. Drifts in, makes the catch. That'll end the ball game. Cougars gave it a late run in the 10th inning, but come up short. They lose 11-7 to Antelope Valley. They fall to 4-3 on the conference season. For the Marauders, they move to 2-5 as they pick up the win and move to 10-11 on the year. For Matt Frieda, I'm Matt Robinson. Thanks for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll see you on Saturday for softball here from College of the Canyons.